Oh, are you
About the budget. If she wants to speak about the budget, she can. No?
Okay.
Okay. Anyone else about the budget while we just wait to see if she can grab the book for us? Okay, if you could bear with us for 1 minute, that way we can just get an answer for her. Thank you, Ms. Horn, for that. Anyone else on the budget? Nope. Okay, so I guess we can stick to agenda items.
Okay. Public comment for agenda items only was limited to 5 minutes for each individual. It is limited to a docket and agenda items only. You may only address those items when you come up at this time. Please state your name and address for the record as you come up. The council is still not obligated to respond. The first person listed is Victor Irizarry.
Council President, if I may, just briefly, I apologize. If we could just do a brief motion to close public's.
Oh, yes,
statement
sorry.
On the budget.
Thank you, Director Bridges. May we have a motion to close the introduced budget?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Vice President Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano. Moving on to Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg.
I'm sorry.
Councilwoman Frisbee.
I said yes, but you have to, when you get to me, you have to allow me to speak. I keep hitting it and it's saying you're not allowing it. So just please remember to allow me to unmute myself.
Noted.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Council President Gonzalez.
Yes.
Councilwoman
Did you
Frisbee,
vote?
I did get your vote for yes.
You didn't call.
You
but
didn't.
yes.
Sorry, Councilwoman Frisbee.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
got you noted for yes. Thank you. My apologies. Motion carried. And as we move on to the public comment for agenda items only, Mr. Irizarry, go right ahead.
It's a pleasure again. Good evening. My name is Victor Irizarry, 19 Moreland Avenue. I'm disappointed the DEP did not find at least one person to come and just stand in the room while we discuss this issue. We'll go over it real quick. It appears to me that this problem with the waterworks or our system, and we govern or supply other communities, has been going on for decades, as Mayor Gusiara says, has stated, I believe it was in the Trentonian, that this is an ongoing issue, decade after decade after decade of reinvestment, and has gotten us basically nowhere. And then again, where he compared, well, he said Trenton's water conditioning the waterworks situation in the other communities are not they are just as worse or just as better or good as any other. I believe it's meant to say other city, maybe like Newark and Camden, Elizabeth, Jersey City, and comparing their water system to ours, it's just as good. And we living in a state that at one time, besides being considered one of the most corrupt states in the nation, at one time it was also a haven for organized crime. So I understand that our communities are targeted because of a war going, the drug and so forth, and we being so cash cow for governmental corruption, law enforcement corruption, and political corruption, and along with that, so-called racism, which is a falsehood because it's actually the war between good and evil, God and devil, and all that kind of stuff. The trap Shabazz and Yakub, the trap Yakub. Now, my point is that Mr. Gozziara, besides being the mayor of the city, I don't understand how can he govern. I believe the true governor is the deputy governor. I believe is Robert, and his sidekick Wahim. I think they run the city, and they're like in between the buffers between he and the upper governments officials in the city and us so-called slummy people. I won't call us ghettos, but ghettos an environment where at one time considered a place where religious people were forced to congregate because of their religious beliefs. So to me, a ghetto is more than just a bombed down city. And then he pushes off on city council. I read recently that it's up to the city council to make these decisions, and he just pushes it off. And then the way he double talks, it seems like it's a done deal anyway. And I admire where the city council stands. This city council, well, the other one, all the city councils that I know of have been combative. If you didn't get along with one another, of course you took it out on each other. That's it's human nature. But it seems that as we grow and learn that the city council is actually coming together to address issues that the mayor should have been handled a long time ago. I think Guzziara was a bad. I believe before Palmer, Mrs. Holland would have been made a better mayor than Doug Palmer did, and then who was other Mack, and then Anderson, and then Guzziara. So I think maybe anyway, he need to go. Now to push it off onto the city council, and honestly, y'all stood up to the state and to Guzziara with his sidekick Steve, that he talked out of retirement to take that position, and now we know why crime is not really handled the way it should be handled in Trenton, and we are treated like let me see if a broke down, no good people. All right, misfits, undesirables, just a cash cow. Trenton had so many jails at one time that it was a revolving door, and jailing was a big thing when I was a teenager, and law enforcement was also when you actually saw police beating up people on top of police vehicles, just slamming them on those vehicles, and if you got slammed, then someone talk about on the street corners and we're busting a bottle of wine. So my issue is that with DPA situation, it's been ongoing. It's a done deal. They're just waiting for the city council to make up their mind. In other words, another thing, we are being very disrespected, not to be treated as citizens, as human beings by this mayor and those before them that were corrupt or in the pockets with Reddy and all those who used to hang down there on Clayton Avenue at those famous restaurants. That's my comment for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Victor.
Evelyn Medina. Okay. Robin Vaughn.
Good evening, council. Robin Vaughn, 1100 Stuyvesant Avenue, Trenton. I wanted to speak and ask some questions about 3 resolutions that are being proposed and introduced for resolution and funding. The contract of 38.2 million plus to the Recreation, Natural Resources and Culture Department. That's at Resolution 25-283, 25-285, resolution for 480,000 contract to the same department to execute. Again, the Recreation, Natural Resources and Culture Group Department, and 25-287, another $3 million contract to be executed under the same department, Recreation, Natural Resources and Culture. I'm concerned about this amount of money being executed by that particular department because that's the same department that we watched irresponsibly execute the $195,000 contract over at Stacy Park. So it seems to me that the level of lack of skill set, professional acumen to be able to procure professional contractors in that department precludes them from getting these type of contracts. I want to know who are the qualified project managers and program managers that's going to oversee the execution of these projects that this money was intended for. Okay, we don't want to see a repeat that would happen over at Stacy Park, where the same group of directors, the same group of project managers or program managers hired incompetent contractors to facilitate professional work that was supposed to be done by professionals in skilled labor. So let's start with the 38 million. What is that exactly? The CME Associates licensed site to remediation of Calhoun Street State Park. What are we building over there for $38 million? And then, and I just want to hear from the Parks and Recreation Director, and also the Calwater Park one. Isn't the tennis courts, aren't we in partnership with NJTL? So what is their ownership and contribution to this? Why is it totally on the taxpayers of the city of Trenton when many of those kids who are part of that program aren't from the city of Trenton? Okay, so I want to hear from the NJTL folks over there and their obligation to remediate those tennis courts when they are not benefiting Trentonians and our children. Those kids come from the townships and the suburban communities. And back to the 3 million one, the 25-287, that should not be under the Parks and Recreation. That should be under Housing and Economic Development. Housing and Economic Development has a division called the Landmarks Commission for Historic Preservation. Why would that be under Paul Harris? Paul Harris has no qualifications to be directing or providing oversight or receiving $3 million to facilitate the remediation of a historic building like City Hall. Where is the HED director? Where is the manager that heads up the city's Landmarks Commission for Preservation? Right here on the city website, it says the commission reviews all improvements for the exterior of designated historic properties, as well as the design of new infill buildings in Trenton's historical district. The commission advises the city planning board, the zoning board, and etc. in the restoration of historic buildings. Why would that be in Parks and Recreation? The same group that why would we even give $3 million to them to do anything? They should be penalized right about now, and they should undergo an audit, and every contract coming out of that department needs to be,
Yeah.
I want some
Ron.
answers.
Dr. Shirley Gaines.
Good afternoon, Council President, Council, and everyone here. My name is Dr. Shirley Gaines, 19 West State Street here in the city of Trenton, New Jersey. I'm standing before you today because when I read what was on the docket concerning 25-282, I was really overwhelmed with joy. And the reason why I was overwhelmed with joy because when I met with Algernon Ward at 73 Hart Avenue, he showed me all the things that he wanted to do with that building. So as Algernon and I continued to talk about what he wanted, the first thing that he needed was doors for that project. So the first thing that my husband and I did was donate doors for the project. By having a good relationship with Amazon and being a part of their community team, and by me seeing Algernon's vision, I was able to get donations from 2 sites to help with that project with Algernon. Now, my reason and purpose for wanting to see this to come to pass, Trenton is a historical city. And if we agreed to the project at 73 Locust Hill, that would bring more history to our city. So my hope and my prayer is that council would approve of that project because it would be a good site for the city of Trenton. And it would also bring Algernon's memory and bring the city of Trenton to some more light. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you very much and have a good evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gaines.
Thank you.
Bishop Sidney Gaines.
Good evening, Council Board.
Good evening.
I'm not gonna mess nobody's name up today. I am the Bishop Sidney Gaines, 419 West State Street, here in the capital city of Trenton, New Jersey. Along with my wife, when we heard that 73 Locust Hill was back on the scene, I got excited. And I'm here tonight just to say thank you for keeping that in the forefront. Our aim is to bring the city of Trenton back to capital status. And I want to thank each and every one of you for all the work that you're doing. You're moving forward. God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Gaines.
James Ross.
Thank you. My name is James Ross with the Blick Law Firm. I am here
You
with.
can't, Mr. Ross, if you don't mind putting the microphone up.
Oh,
higher.
okay.
Thank you.
Sorry, can you hear me better now?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah,
I'll speak up.
there you go.
I'll speak up. Rarely do I have to speak up. I am here on behalf of our client, who is Roman E&G, who is present today here to speak to resolution 25-302, which is a resolution awarding a contract to Waters and Bugbee for lead service line replacement for the Department of Water and Sewer. Specifically, and I won't take up too much of your time, on behalf of my client, I have written 2 letters to the city of Trenton. One is an August 6th letter, most recently, to Mr. Bridges, who is your city attorney. And previous to that, I've written a letter to Miss Isabel Garcia, your purchasing agent, with attachments. And what I'd like to do is to give copies of these 2 letters, which really have not been responded to by the city of Trenton, regarding our issues and my client's issues on the award of the contract to W&B. Basically, our position, and I'm not going to walk through the legal issues here because they're kind of thorny. Our position is that the lowest bidder, and I don't use the word responsive bidder, but the lowest bidder, W&B, failed to produce the statutorily required information on subcontractor plumber ownership in the bidder. Second of all, the second lowest bidder, Ducon, we raised issues regarding the failure of Ducon to provide the statutorily mandated certification of subcontractors. So these are my two letters, and I would ask the board to consider the council to consider these. And what I'm here for today is to request that item resolution 25302 be set aside for the present to permit an opportunity for a hearing before the council on the issues presented in the two letters which we have submitted. That procedure is authorized under New Jersey statutes and our New Jersey administrative code. So, purpose of me being here today is not to argue the merits of our position, but more to request that the resolution be set aside for now to permit a hearing before the council on the issues, the legal issues we raised on the issues of deficiencies in the first bidder's bid, the second bidder's bid, and why this contract should be awarded to our client, Roman. I thank you for your time. I'm not going to bore you with the legal issues, which are pretty thorny, but I'm sure Mr. Bridges could walk you through at least his opinion on those issues. So I thank you very much for your time and for your courtesies. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ross. Can you address that, please?
Yeah, Council,
Director
and thank you. I did receive both your letters. I do know that I sent you a written response in response to your first written challenge, I'll say. Did you receive that letter, Council?
Yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure you said I didn't respond. I'm going to make sure that I respond to you. And I got your second challenge today. There's as council's aware, there's a procedure for challenging these awards that involves DCA. Is that something that you've done in the past with respect to these type of bid challenges?
Actually, what we've done in the past for public bids such as this is to have a hearing before the town or city council itself, which has that authority under the New Jersey
Yeah,
Administrative.
I will, again, I got your second letter today. Your first letter I
Yes.
responded to. I got your second letter today.
Right.
I will respond to that, but I think what my response is going to be is that to follow the formal process for that, I do appreciate the challenges that you raised, and I did look at them very thoroughly with respect to the plumber issue. So I will respond to your letter, but I got your second letter today, and I did not have enough time
I understand. that.
to digest your letter today and respond to you today. So this council will proceed how they deem appropriate. I think
Council, I didn't mean to suggest that you didn't
no,
respond out
that's
of,
fine. That's fine, Council.
out of lack
I
of
appreciate it. I
caring
just want the
about
record to reflect that I responded to you and I did not ignore you. But I mean, as far as my council and Mr. Kaloji can chime in as necessary, they can vote on that today if it's council's will. And if there's going to be a challenge such that there needs to be a delay in awarding that process while you make your arguments to this body or DCA, then we can address that time. But again, council will proceed how they deem appropriate. I'm not taking a rooting position either way. I did look at it from what was raised in your first letter and responded to you, but obviously there's a process for hearing for challenging that, and obviously we will follow that and adhere to that and allow you opportunity to make any arguments or challenges you want to continue to raise. So I just want to have that on the record that I understood your challenge. I looked at it. I consulted with some folks. I gave my response. There was a follow-up challenge to that. So we can talk afterwards or we can have a conversation tomorrow, but there is a process for challenge. You are 100% correct. And we will follow that challenge. We will follow that process accordingly.
Thank you very much. I appreciated it. And as I said, the two letters, the one of July 25 and the other one of August 6, I have put before the council for their consideration.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Elijah Dixon.
Mr. Garcia?
Yes.
Can we, can I have a motion to table 302 at the moment?
So moved.
We would like to get more information and details about
Noted.
that.
Thank you, Council President. It's moved by Frisbee, second by
Edwards.
Vice President Edwards. Roll call, Vice President Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
We got a letter.
Go ahead, Councilwoman. You
Yes.
should be able to unmute yourself.
I did. I said yes.
The sound is optimized again.
Yes.
Thank you. Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg. Councilwoman Frisbee.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Council President Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carried. Matter is tabled. Moving back to public comment for docket items. Oh, that's right, Mr. Dixon, your
one more.
note.
So we got
Thank
one
you.
more.
And with that being said, then, Madam President, if you'd like, you can ask for a motion to approve the minutes for May 20th, 2025 and June 3rd of 2025.
Do we have a motion to approve May 20th and June 3rd minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Roll call, Vice President Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg. Councilwoman Frisbee.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Council President Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carried. And Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve communications, petitions, and reports.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Vice President Edwards.
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano.
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg. Councilwoman Frisbee.
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams.
Yes.
Council President Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carried. And Madam President, I believe that brings us to resolutions at this time. If there are any items that you or the council wish to extract from a potential consent agenda this evening.
Yes, any council members want to ask questions, but I do want to ask Director Paul Harris just to come and explain some of the ordinances that were mentioned earlier. So I'm gonna just see what they want to talk about first. And then Director Harris, if you wouldn't mind, thank you. Anyone?
Yes, ma'am. 25074,
074. Hold on.
25087.
Is that an ordinance?
What?
Oh,
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
no.
My
Hold on.
mistake,
Just
my
res-
bad. I'm sorry.
That's a resolution, right?
25287,
Hold on,
which
hold on.
I know Director Harris might speak to, as well as 25307,
307.
307,
Hold on.
and 25282.
Hold on.
That is it for me.
30 and 282, right? But I don't see 07.
307 is under health.
Is that 282 I heard?
They out of order for
Okay.
me. 282.
I hate it.
All right, 307 and 282, right?
And 287.
Right, I got that one. 30,
7.
got it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Madam President,
Yes, ma'am.
Resolution 25-265.
265.
Wait, is that the right? I'm sorry, not that. So just getting around the aisles for, yes, 25-265. 25-271. That's service sign replacement. And I think resolution wanting a contract. No, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. We're good, right?
Council President,
Councilwoman Feliciano.
thank you. I have resolution 25-258. 25,262. 25,268. 25,272. 273. 274. 275. I have a comment about 282, not a question, but just a comment about that one. 25, 287. 25, 303. And 25,307, no question, just a comment about that one. Thank you.
Is it 307? What's the comment?
Yeah,
All right,
thank you.
thank you.
Mhm.
All right, so moving along, I just don't find 307, but
Council President,
yes,
can I also add 25,279? I'm sorry.
279.
Thank
Got
you.
it. All right, so we'll start off really quickly. Councilwoman Feliciano with 258 and 262.
Okay, thank you.
And CVP is going to take over for a couple minutes for me. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So regarding resolution 25,258, the question I have is just specific, just what are the accounting services that they're providing for administration, and then who are they reporting to?
Good evening, Council. Colin Cherry, Assistant Business Administrator. Councilwoman, they have been providing a variety of services for us. They're working on our waiver for the appropriations cap. They've assisted with the water and sewer budget. And they've done a number of special projects in the division of tax. They've helped out municipal court, and they currently report to myself and the business administrator, Maria Richardson.
Thank you for that consent. And then I had 262, 25,262.
Just 1 second. 260 was next,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
and then 262.
Oh, I thought
Did
I
anyone
took,
have?
it was me. Did I say it? I have it marked down, but then I crossed it off.
I believe you did, and Councilwoman Williams as well.
Okay, so I don't have a question. It could go to Councilwoman Williams. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Councilwoman Williams? 25-260,
5-260. I don't know that that was one of mine, actually.
or maybe it was Councilwoman Frisbee. It was probably Frisbee.
Hey, everybody, I am with you tonight, but I'm actually at a council meeting. Like
Oh.
I'm virtual in two places at one time.
Councilwoman Feliciano?
So I'm listening at the meeting and being
Councilwoman
present.
Feliciano, you're gonna want to mute yourself,
Because I gotta be present in this meeting right now,
Councilwoman.
but I'm here. I'm with you though.
Councilwoman
All right,
Feliciano?
We hear you, Councilwoman.
All right. Is it back to me?
I believe it is now.
Yes, 262. Councilwoman Frisbee had a question on 260, but she's not currently at the dais, so we're gonna go back to you with 262.
Okay, thank you. All right. Where are with the addendum items? All right, so my question for that is, for this one is, in the back, it has the addendum items, right? Thank you. In the back, it has addendum items listed. So I was just kind of curious as to where are we with these addendum items, right? Like number 4 has the housing and economic development improvements and all of this permit tracking and inspection scheduling and site planning and processing and everything. Just where are we when it comes to the meeting up of these addenda items that have been listed?
Sorry.
Sorry, thank you. Councilwoman Feliciano, we are meeting all of the items in the addenda at this point. I think we lost the connection.
Just 1 second, because
Yeah, we
we
have
do
no-
not have a quorum.
We have
at
no
the moment.
quorum.
Okay.
Okay, no, you can continue. Apologies, everyone, for any confusion that you may be experiencing. There's an Ecuadorian flag raising going on downstairs, so Council President is trying to be in 2 places at one time. So, and I believe Councilwoman Frisbee might have stepped out to go down to the flag raising as well, just to show some support down there. So we appreciate your patience at this moment. You can continue, Ms.
Madam,
Thank you. I think we probably Councilwoman Feliciano lost connection.
I'm
not
here.
sure okay. Councilwoman Feliciano, as I said before, we are meeting all the items on the addendum.
Okay. So then we can expect to see this, the tracking and all of that kind of stuff like that. We'll be able to ask and see.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I'm sorry, I had to disconnect from something else that I was on. So I'm sorry. I need to be completely present. Consent. Thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions on 262 before we move on?
No.
Okay, thank you. Moving on, next is 25-265 for Director Wilson.
Hold on a second, please, Councilwoman.
He's in the hallway.
Hello, Steve Wilson, Police Director.
Good evening, Director. Thank you for coming up. I just have a question. I know that we have, one, I'm not opposing this resolution. I am in agreement with it. But my question is, we have 2 street teams in the city of Trenton. How do the other street team get funding as well? So I know we're always giving to this street team, but I don't see the other one. If someone could
The
clarify.
VA is going to give you that answer.
Thank you.
Council Vice President, if I may.
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee, we really don't know how the other street team gets its funding. I know that probably over a year ago, the city provided some funding from ARP for them. However, this is a project that we procure. So we post and advertise the scope of services, and we issue an award based in the proposals that we've received. To my understanding, we only have one organization that applied for these services. A team score whatever projects they offer, the proposal that they offer, and we are issuing the award to this specific entity. But we really don't know how the other team gets funded.
So how would they, because I'm asking this question because it's been brought to my attention that they don't know when, where to apply for funding.
Well,
That's my question.
usually as any other procurement process, bids and RFPs, we are mandated to advertise in 2 newspapers, and we also advertise in the city's website. There is a link in the purchasing portion of the website where individuals can subscribe to receive information. We have probably over 5,000 subscribers. And if they mark the correct places, it's like a menu. I am interested in housing, I am interested in recreation projects. They receive the information. So they actually need to do the homework of going to our website and finding when we are advertising for the services.
Okay, so that would be on the purchasing department.
Correct. It's in the city's
Website.
website,
Okay,
under procurement, under purchasing.
thank you.
Sure.
Council Vice President?
Yes, Councilwoman
Thank
Williams.
you. I would like to ask one question. So I do support this resolution. I think the street teams are very effective, and I'm glad that we have them. But being that it's $1.6 million, I have had a few people ask me, how do we monitor the success? Or is there a way? Because I know a lot of this is actually situational. So statistical analysis may not actually be part of, the acumen of why they succeed. But
I am
how-
going to defer on the police director to respond to that
Thank you.
question, if you don't mind.
Can you repeat the question?
So I often have people ask about the street teams because they see them out there with the vest and everything, and wonder why are they out there, or why are they doing things that maybe in some public's mind are more police activities. And I try to explain to them that they do a lot for the community that actually the police necessarily can't do, and they save the community from having to actually reach out to the police because they're disruptors. They try to make sure things are prevented before they get bigger. They also are a safety feature of creating safety corridors particularly for our students. So being that, now, we are going to be appropriating $1.6 million, which to me is an investment. I'm wondering, for folks who do wonder, how does Trenton Police Department monitor them? How do you decide statistically, if there are statistics, that they're being successful for our city?
Well, I could just tell you off the top of my head that since Trenton Community Street Teams has been initiated here in the city of Trenton, that our calls for service in and around our schools for police service are down because they have interventionists out in the community. I mean, that's just one thing. They also are involved separate from the police department in the activities that they do, but supported by the city of Trenton and the Trenton Police Department as well. If you need detailed information, Isles representative Laura is here. She can give you the details. But their intervention into our most the areas that need most attention because of the crime rate in there. Some of that you can't measure because they stop things before things happen. So there's really not a measuring stick in that regard. But I can tell you that this is money well spent, and the city should continue to pursue this going forward. But like I said, just one little small thing, our calls for service around the schools have gone down to almost zero because of street team presence.
So that is a good measurable.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much, Director. I appreciate that.
One more, just to piggyback on Councilwoman Williams. There is I believe it's called Safe Passage. Is
Yes.
that what it is? So that's something that again, I'm in agreement with this, and I think the job that they're doing is phenomenal, where they're getting students, especially since they have not, when we've moved where the high schools are, or where the schools are, so
Yes.
they all have to go to the same one that are in areas that are not where they're generally from. So just knowing that fights are down, hostile environments are down, those are measurable. So that's part of a rubric I think that my colleague is asking for. So those are actual measurables when you compare that
Yes.
to what was going on prior, just so it
Yes.
gives you an idea of what we're
100%.
looking for as far as measurables. But I know the safe passage, that's definitely something that we can measure with. And just, excuse me, even I've witnessed them where there was someone who was hostile at a or who was inebriated at an event and then got loud and was being a disruptor. And they intervened right in the middle of a program and diffused it. And so things like that, knowing that those things are down, those are measurables and can be put
Right.
on a rubric for you.
Maybe we could
Thank you.
publicize that more too.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Consent.
Thank you.
Okay. So, the representative from Owls is here if you have any questions, or are you okay? All right, thank you. All right, so moving on, 25-268 is under finance.
Thank you. They ready?
Yes, Councilwoman.
Thank you. So just a quick question about this one. Where, the liens that are being referred to here, the erroneous tax sales certificates,
Yes.
I don't, I mean, I see where it has the numbers and everything, but where are the actual, where's the backup for that?
I'm, the backup.
Like you
that
gave us the
requested-
certificate
Yes,
numbers and the dates and everything, and you
yes.
told us what the total and everything was, but
Mhm.
where's the backup for it so we could see it said it all amounted to 5,979.42, right?
I can request that that be pulled and provided to you. It might be a little bit difficult given the age of the liens. They may be in a
Okay.
prior system, but I
Mhm.
will try my best to find what we can find. But as you
Okay.
see, these, due to a variety of circumstances, these are liens that go back to 2007.
Right. I mean, it's a minimal amount. I just was curious because normally you always give us, you know what I mean, everything that we're
Yes.
looking for. It is a minimal amount.
Yes.
Um,
It's just that the age of the liens was a little more challenging, but I'll see what I can dig up.
okay. Thank you.
Of
So
course.
you don't have, so I don't think we necessarily have to pull this or anything. I mean, I'm good with us carrying on with it. If council president, I guess, is good with it, just give us the backup support to it, just so that we could just see it.
268.
Cause it's a minimum, it's only like $5,900. I get it in the age and everything. Anyone?
I guess I'm fine with it. Want consent to it?
Is everyone,
Would that be for consent or roll call?
we're good with consent?
Yeah, I
Everyone?
am.
Yes.
I just have one thing to ask or point out. In the language that we received on the memorandum, it says it's authorizing refund of 13 tax payments, but on the resolution, it says 3. And on the second memo, it says 3. So I guess it started off with 13 and now it's 3, just for clarity.
That
Or-
may just be
Be
a
a typo?
typographical
Typo?
error. Yes, it's 3.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's going on consent.
Consent.
Thank you. Thank you, CVP.
You're
Well,
welcome.
so wait a minute, I'm sorry, one more question. If it, so this on the front here says just a couple of them that total 5,979. But then on the memo, it says 13 totaling 225,344. Did they attach, maybe they attached this to the wrong thing altogether, because how do we go? We're doing refunds of payments to 225,344, not the, you know what I'm saying, with the tax sale certificate.
Council President, if I may.
Councilwoman Frisbee?
So it may be that it was supposed to be attached to resolution 25-271.
Yes.
That
Okay.
has 13 on it. I think that was the mix-up.
Okay, there we
271
go.
is 13 refunds for a total of $225,344.91. So
So that's it.
in your
Okay,
packets, it might just have been misplaced.
thank you. All right, so I'm fine with 25-268 on consent. Thank you.
Thank you. That's freezing, I know. So you went through all the other ones, right, CVP? 271, Councilwoman Frisbee.
Yes, ma'am.
So thank you again. I just have a question about the actual first item on here, where it's 170,888.22, an
Mhm.
erroneous payment. If you would explain that for the sake of the public, I would greatly appreciate it.
Um, I can find some more detail on that for you, Councilwoman, but typically an erroneous payment just means that the individual paid for a property that they did not own or possess at the time, or they wrote the wrong address, or otherwise should not have been allowed to pay for that particular property. So I can uncover detail as to that specific instance, but that is typically what our erroneous payments are.
Thank you. I just wanted that for the sake of the public to be explained so they understand. Some people understand what an erroneous payment means and others do not, but just so they know, and especially when you see a figure that large, I think it would be good, it's good for us to at least let that be known here. Thank you, sir.
Yes, of course.
Consent?
Consent.
Thank you. 25-272, Council, 272, 273, 274, 275 for Councilwoman Feliciano.
Thank you.
Good evening, Mr.
Okay.
Moore. How are you?
Good evening. So for 25-272, the question is simple. I just was curious, why did it take so long for this to happen?
I'll find out and get back to you. I'm filling in for Director Vasquez, and I don't know off the top of my head, but let me find out and I'll make sure you get that.
Okay, only because, I mean,
Oh,
I don't know if this is, I can't recall if this is typical because it happened in 2024 in September. And now it's almost a year later that we're looking to take care of this.
Council President Gonzalez, can I attempt to respond to
Yes,
Councilwoman
yeah.
Feliciano? Councilwoman Feliciano, unfortunately, we received the request for payment late, and we are also neglected to pay it immediately. We received the payment request.
Okay. All right, thank you. Consent.
Thanks.
Thank you.
For 25-273, with this one, who currently services us now? Like when does this coverage expire? And then what will happen next for the people?
Good evening, Dr. Diego Minacapelli, Director of the Department of Health and Human Services. Councilwoman, Resolution 25-273, rejecting this resolution, it is because right now the services are being provided by other organizations for the city, and we have until March of 2026. All of these years, you've been covered through organizations to provide the services mandates for the health department. So right now we are rejecting it because we are trying to see if we can return those services back to the city.
Okay, so this is my concern was just as long as these people will have coverage, we're not falling short on anything. Okay. Thank you. Consent.
Council President?
Yes.
May I add to the response? One of the reasons that we are rejecting the proposal is because what we have in our budget for those services. It's 1/3 of the amount for the proposal that we received. So one of
Right.
the reasons that legally we can reject the proposal is based on the inability of the city to pay for those services. But the services will continue to be provided.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Consent. For 274 and 275, the questions are similar, just, maybe I'm just not reading it right. It says the amount of the grant is 173,532 per year, right? With 2 1-year extensions. Then it says the grant requires a cash match in the amount of 310,946, of which 258,946 will be available in the budget, and then 52,000 through the CDBG funds. How did we get to that? The numbers. The grant is 173,532, but then it says a cash match of 310,946.
Councilwoman, I have to recheck with the Director of Social Service regarding that particular calculation, but I will assume that is the percentage that is required for the for those grants. Those grants go directly into the programming of social services and the salary of the people that are running the senior centers.
Right, but the part that, and like I said, maybe I'm just not looking at this right. The total amount of the grant is 173,532. And then we have to match it with 310,946. But then we're doing shared services with the county. I'm just not sure on how this comes together numerically.
Yes. I will check. I will recheck with the Director of Social Services and then get you the answer within 24 hours.
Okay, and the same thing with the second one as well. It's the same question. I just,
Yes.
like I said, maybe I'm missing it, but I'm looking at it like if we're matching it, I don't
adding up.
yeah, I don't understand how we're getting there with these numbers.
Council President, may I?
Yes. Yeah.
Councilwoman Feliciano, when
Yes.
we receive grants, the grantor is the entity that actually decides, to put the requirements of the grant. They are offering us $173,000, but
Right.
we need to make sure that we provide for all the services that are needed. So the cost of the services would be the 310 plus the 173. But we need to make sure that we actually have the 310 in order to receive the 173. But like in any other grant, is the grantor who decides what is going to be the city's matches. Some matches are 50-50, some others are, I give you 25 and you provide 75%, but it's usually based on the amount of services that need to be provided. It's usually a percentage.
So
And
when you
sometimes the
apply,
percentage could be larger than on the city's part than on the county.
right, but so then when we applied or whatever to get to the 310,946, we gave an itemization of what the services are that equals that number.
That is correct.
So I think so what would have helped me out in this case is if we saw the itemization of that on our end to understand what that was.
Okay, noted.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just
Yes.
looking at the numbers. I'm like, well, what are we matching? I don't see anything. Same
Yes.
thing for the next one as well. So if you could provide us with the itemizations of the total amount of services for both sides of this, just so we could back into it and it makes sense, I would appreciate that. And then also moving forward, if you're presenting things like this to us, to just give us the total picture, so that it's easy for us to comprehend it on site, that would be helpful.
Noted. Thank you.
Thank you. Consent to both.
Thank you. Next one we have is 25-279, Councilman Williams.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So, this is regarding rejecting the bid for the restoration and rehabilitation of the Carver Center, which I understand it because it's come in over cost. But it's very disappointing, obviously. So do you have any word that you can share with us about when new bid may be obtained and, you know, where we go from here?
Council President?
BA Richardson?
Yes, this again is a procurement matter, Councilwoman Williams. We had allocated from CDBG a certain amount of money that I really do not want to disclose because then we are telling the contractors how much money we have for these services, right? But the services are probably 3-4 times what we were estimating for the project. And so at this point, we need to reject the services and they are already being rebid. So yes, so they will be back. We will advertise, we will re-advertise, and we hope that we will get some amounts that will allow us to continue to do the project. I mean, we need to complete the project, but you know, we need to rebid because at this point, the allocation that we have for the project is not enough to cover the bid amount.
Okay. And so since, you know, we're going to be rejecting essentially in early August, does that give us a shot at getting a new bid and possibly an approval by December?
This is outdoor construction, so this is really weather permitting. So depending on the applications, the bids that we receive next, then we will really know how the next steps look like. But it's outdoor work, and that is definitely weather permitting.
Okay, but at least as far as the bid process, we should have that.
Oh, the bid should be out next week.
Okay, that's great to hear.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much, ma'am. I appreciate
Thank you.
that.
Consent?
Consent, yes, I'm sorry. Yep.
Thank you. Next one is 307, Councilwoman Williams and Councilwoman Feliciano.
Well, Council President, I'm sorry, I had 282. It wasn't a question, but it was a comment.
I didn't
I
get
also
there
have
yet.
that too.
I didn't get to that one yet. I'm going in order of the docket, Councilwoman Feliciano.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank
It's
you.
okay. I know I get confused with the numbers.
Sorry,
It's not
yeah, I was going
numerical.
numerical. I'm sorry.
Yes. 307,
Okay.
Councilwoman Feliciano and Williams.
Thank you. I was saying, I'm just happy to see that this is being done for the Reading Center. I have spoken to several of our seniors and, you know, they were looking forward to getting back into the building. And I know that things take time, but I'm happy to see that we're moving forward to get this taken care of. And I'm sure that they'll be happy when it's done. Thank you. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you. Councilwoman Williams?
Thank you, Council President. So I echo my colleagues' comments. Everyone North 25 is excited to see and hear that something's going to be happening. They've been asking about it for years. So do you have a rough timeline, a guesstimate of how long the process might take?
It should take around 10 months.
10 months?
Yes, after the contract is signed.
Okay, so looks good. We get some nice weather. We could be next summer.
Let's hope so. Yes, I'm very happy that we're doing this too. So
All right. Thank you very much, Director. I appreciate
problem.
that.
Thank
Okay,
you.
consent, please.
And now we're at 282, Councilwoman Williams and Councilwoman Feliciano.
Thank you. So I just wanted to say that I'm happy to see this being done.
Yes.
Algernon, this was one of his babies.
project.
He put in a lot of work, a lot of thought, a lot of time. And I'm just glad to see that this is moving ahead and look forward to us getting this done. And then the discussion of the naming as well. Algernon was a good guy. And he was serious about what he was serious about. And he loved Trenton and definitely put in the hard work and the time. So I'm just glad to see this move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Williams?
Thank you, ma'am. So I want to just also say, this is important. This is important for our city, and this is something obviously Algernon Ward was passionate about. And I'm really happy to see that we're starting to get moving on this, and it's happened tonight. And I want to give some credit where credit's due to Mr. Harris, Director Paul Harris, for making sure that this kept going forward. And also all my council colleagues, we've all been concerned about this, making sure that it came to fruition. Fortunately, not while Algernon's with us, but I'm sure he's looking down from above and he's smiling tonight. And so we just want to make sure that we keep moving forward. I know that this is only the beginning with the architectural document design and costing. So I just wanted to ask one question on this. If we have a potential start date of when this will kick off with the planning and design?
Good evening, Paul Harris, Recreation Director. Yes. So once you award this contract, we estimate 4 months of design and development. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go from there. Obviously, we're not going to do any work in the winter, but as soon as the ground thaws, we'll begin. We expect to be able to build that area. I did want to mention that we are heavily focused on restoring a lot of our history. That cemetery is the largest segregated cemetery in the city of Trenton.
Yep.
And there's a lot of history there. So what my department, since my department is responsible for a lot of the historic buildings in the city, we're aiming to be able to tell that story to a lot of generations that don't know. That's our priority. And we're also, I have a team of people, we're looking at actually building a monument there. The mayor's serious about that, so we can tell that story. So we have strict timelines for all of our projects. This is 4 months and we're gone, because these grants have very fine expiration dates, and we want to meet those deadlines.
Thank you, sir. You and administration really making it happen. Actually, if I could have follow-up, one other question. So I know you just said it's the largest segregated cemetery in the city. Is it also one of the largest in the state of New Jersey?
That's above my pay
Outside
grade.
of Newark, shall we say, possibly?
I'm not sure, actually.
Okay, I was just curious. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And consent, please.
Yes, Councilwoman Frisbee.
Thank you, Madam President. So I just wanted to comment as well. I was going to wait until the end, but since we're doing it now, and I do want to just acknowledge Algernon and all the, how he loves his city and how he loved his regiment. And his legacy will be forever etched here in the city with this. There are other things that he has done, but this right here, we know he was very passionate about. So I want to just commend Director Harris on not allowing this to be pushed to the wayside and making sure that we got this taken care of, as I'm sure we're going to get with the Carver Center and the others as well. But I just wanted to commend you. That we have to know our history.
That's right.
And our city, if we don't, we continue to fail each other, and especially our children. So it allows us also to take pride in what we have, and teaching that to our children in the community is extremely important. So I just want to commend you, and I'm excited to see this program move forward. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And I also want to share my sentiments to see this on the docket and share this. I was going to wait to the end also. And as far as the Reading Center as well, these are projects that have been on the way for a long time. So thank you for bringing it to fruition. We have 283, 284, 285 that some questions were done. And Director Harris, while you're up, if you don't mind, I'm speaking to that. I know 283, I believe Ms. Vaughn said 38 million, but it's actually 38,000. And then, you know, I know she had some concerns about some others. If you would like to just explain 283, 284.
Yeah, 283. As you know, this is Calhoun Street Pool, Capital City Sports Complex. Okay, there's a soccer field there, there's a football field there, there's a basketball court there, there is a public swimming pool there. This is an LSRP, licensed site remediation company, professionals. They're going to come in to ensure that we are in compliance with DEP. When you don't know, we pay to bring experts in to do that, to ensure that before we build anything, there's a lot of our sites are built where former factories are. So we want to make sure we're going to take soil samples to make sure we're in compliance before we do anything. The long-term goal there is that building's has some complications. So we're going to rebuild that building. There's going to be a concession stand, more storage, because not only is it a soccer field and football field and a pool, but Pop Warner also plays there. So listen, again, it's for Trenton youth. That's what that goal is. Now, The other question was about tennis courts. There are a lot of organizations that use all of our fields. There's baseball organizations that use our baseball fields, but guess what? The city of Trenton owns everything. We own it. So it's my responsibility to handle the upgrades. So yes, NJTL very well plays on those fields, but we're not going to have them pay for something we own. But since the question was asked, they will be contributing $60,000 for the upgrades. And for this money that we're spending, there'll be 19 tennis courts that will be upgraded. I came to you before, you gave me a little money. I'm asking for more because it's going to be a full depth mill and pave. That's the goal. And we're doing that so it lasts longer. That's what that is. And there are majority of the kids who play are Trentonians. Let's just tell that story.
Yeah, I was gonna also say, I do know some of the children who do play
Yes.
there and some of the after-school programs that we have here in Trenton that utilize that tennis
Exactly.
court, so yeah. Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg wanted to say something, and then Councilwoman Frisbee.
Just for the record, who is it paying the $60,000?
NJTL.
Okay.
And also really quick, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, Frisbee, and Councilwoman Frisbee first.
So I wanted to just confirm, co-sign what Director Harris did say. I know personally that NJTLT, they're in at least 6, if not 8, of Trenton's after-school programs, and they provide services year-round. Also, I also know that there are over at least 80% of the children that we are servicing at both Catwalder and Villa Park.
That's right.
Those are from Trenton. There are a handful, and I do mean it is a handful that are from the surrounding community, but the majority of them, the overwhelming majority of them are Trenton residents.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Director Harris, for that. You might as well stay up there though, because we have 25-287, Councilwoman Williams and Councilwoman Feliciano.
Thank you, ma'am. So sir, I'm really just wanted to get you up here. So I wanted to compliment you, but also want to have a chance to talk about this project because I'm very excited that we're going to do this. The building definitely needs it. It is such a historic location, such a historic place. But one of the things that's always connected with me is, of all other places, the capital of Northern Ireland in Belfast has a building, a city hall. If you see a picture of it, you immediately think of our city hall. And there, people come to admire the architecture students learn their craft. They sit on the curbs, they draw it. I mean, everything happens. But they also give tours to residents, to tourists who want to see, because it is such a beautiful and historic building. So I'm really happy about this. And that's just before I get to the point that we work in this building. And many, many of our city employees work in this building. And they do need a safer building to work in, one that is going to stand for the ages. And $3 million, the fact that you got that from the Historic Trust, that's not an easy grant to get in any way, shape, or form. So I just like to ask you 2 questions. My first one, you probably know is coming. How soon could we start? But the other one too is, could you just take a moment to talk us through the process of applying for such a high dollar value of a grant from an organization that is not always easy to give grants to cities like ours, and what the process of construction will look like?
So let me give you some more background because there's a lot of, we need to do better on our end about educating the public. Because I think that a lot of people say, wait a minute, they see Parks and Recreation because we have $7 million that, 3.5 for the Eagle Tavern, 3.5 for the Wireworks. And they said, wait a minute, that money should be spent on roads and high rises. But there are organizations, agencies in the state that give money for very specific purposes that can't be used for anything else. So my department, historical structures, we can only use that money for those purposes. So that's important to say because I think people tend to say, wait a minute, why are you doing City Hall? Well, that's my responsibility when it comes to historic structures, and it can only be used for that. That's important. So this process didn't begin today. The question why we didn't do this renovations years ago, because there wasn't adequate funding. So what you do is you guys approved a similar grant for $750,000 a couple years back, and then there was another one, and then the group BRS that's on this agenda for you guys to approve tonight, they sent an email with our consent, and we were able to secure $3 million more from the state, leftover COVID-19 money. Again, so what we've been doing over the years is slowly building a pot of money so we don't have to use current fund, taxes to pay for it. We're using other agencies' money. So now we feel like we have enough. We've qualified the vendors for that because remember, this is historic trust money. So you can't have any old random company bid. So you've qualified 4 vendors now that this bid will go to. That's the most important piece, right? People who have a proven track record to do historic buildings. The second thing is we're going to go out to bid in a couple of weeks. And once we go out to bid in a couple of weeks, we will then have, am I good? Should I wait? Okay. So now what we'll do is we'll go out to bid. Those 4 vendors will get that. It'll be on the street for at least 60 days. Okay. You give it enough time, to bring the vendors out. And then what's going to happen is the work's going to begin once the ground thaws. Obviously, no work's going to be done now. Just so we're clear about all these grants we have, Wireworks, Eagle Tavern, City Hall, the state has been crystal clear. September 30th, 2026, everything's done. There's no exceptions. So are you done?
Writing that down.
Okay. So we have a team of professionals that is working on that to ensure that that work is done. And just so you know what that means, if you go outside, those of you who've been here, all the mortar, okay, it'll be repointing. All of the missing lights will be replaced. Actually, let me just be candid. The building's going to look like it was in 1910. All the lights will be restored. All the banisters that were stolen and ended up as scrap will be restored. Okay. The concrete plaza will be restored. All of that stuff. Drainage will be restored. The tiles in the front entrance will be restored. The mayor's balcony lights will be restored. Now, again, all this is assuming that when the bids come in, it's a reasonable price. That's always the issue. But that's what our goal is, to complete restoration. And just so you know, there's another piece as well. We are also going up separately to put a bid out for cleaning the building. That's a whole separate process, just so we're clear. Restoration of the historical structure is one thing. Cleaning of the building is a whole separate process. Anybody who works will be qualified to do it, and they have to have a proven track record that they've worked on historic buildings. So it's a big project. There's a whole team on it. There's Clark Caton Hintz is a local vendor. They're our architect. We have other consultants involved. We're working with DEP. Everybody's involved, just so you understand that this isn't a one-man show. There's a team of us working on this.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm excited.
Madam President.
Councilwoman, Feliciano. Yeah.
Thank you, Council President.
Councilwoman Frisbee.
Thank you. So, Director Harris, you answered the questions that I had. I just was curious about the type of improvements that we were going to look to accomplish. And I just want to compliment you on the work that you've been doing, regardless of what some may say. I think you're doing a phenomenal job, that you are more than qualified to get it done, that you are handling everything very well within your capacity. And I want to thank you for the love that you put into what it is that you do. And sometimes we may not always get it right. And sometimes, life and things happen, but thus far, nothing has come forward to say that you have done anything out of order. And to that, I want to say thank you, and you keep pressing forward. Good job. I'm looking forward to seeing all the more good things that are going to come under your leadership.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Frisbee.
So Councilman Director Harris, I wanted to just say the same thing. I want to echo my colleagues, but to congratulate you on receiving this grant. This is no small feat, and we appreciate the work that you do, not just for this, but for all throughout the city. The improvements that you have been making since in the position that you have been in, being interim or otherwise, is absolutely commendable. One of the things I don't know if we're able to do this, because we know that these are restricted funds. Understanding that, are we able to make the building more enhanced with the ADA compliance, that part?
So I will say this on this side of the building out here, you can't really get on this plaza. So we are going to put a depressed curb on this side so people who need to be able to access the building can access the building. And it's a shame that it took this long to get it done, but it will be done.
That's excellent. Thank you so much. We have so many of our seniors and so many other
Right.
folks who can't do that, and that will greatly assist. And even upgrading where we have the ramp downstairs, trying to turn into that little corner
Right.
is extremely challenging. So whatever we can do to enhance that and improve that, and even the space itself, because it's a dark space, not very welcoming and inviting, and the
Right.
cars over there. Anything we can do to help lift that would absolutely be appreciated. But congratulations again, and thank you for all that you do for our city.
Thank you, Councilwoman Frisbee. I believe we have 303, Councilwoman Feliciano.
Thank you. So
Oh,
for,
that's not mine, is it?
no, it's for Director Stewart.
Director Stewart, yes. I don't think she's here.
Oh,
No, I didn't hear. I didn't hear it
Mr.
either.
Cherry's coming up.
thank you.
But 287 be consent agenda?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
For
Good evening.
25303, just a quick question. So we're rejecting the translating services. When does the current service that we have run out? Is there going to be a halt in this because we're rejecting this?
I don't have the date with me, but I can check, but the answer is we don't anticipate any issues, but if they
Okay.
crop up, we can obviously issue a temporary short-term contract to get over this. We just had a situation where the proposals substantially exceeded the budget for this.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, thank you. Consent.
Thank you. I know we had walk-ons, Mr. Garcia. I think we have 310 that's in front of everyone.
Yes, Madam President, we have walk-on resolutions, there are three of them, actually. There are number 310, 311, and 312, if you'd like me to read those by title,
I don't have 311, 312.
or if the council's okay with just reviewing those.
Yes, can you just make sure that you tell us what is I only got 310.
Certainly.
I don't know the numbers.
We have 25-310. I have listed as resolution authorizing a contract to CDW Government LLC for the purchase of 11 overt cameras for the Trenton Police Department, awarded through Educational Services Commission of New Jersey, ESCNJ, AEPA 22G. This is a one-time purchase in an amount not to exceed $74,800.
Thank you.
I have-
Really quickly to that one, I know you were gonna read them all, but I wanted to ask a question on that.
Certainly.
We just wanted to, I think a couple of us wanted to know where exactly are these cameras going to be placed? Do we know that information?
Steve Wilson, Police Director, Council President, Council Body. These cameras will be utilized to replace the cameras that we have that are already in certain positions around the city. Because we've had them cameras for a certain amount of years and they're coming to end of life. So this is our replacement through this grant.
Thank you. Anybody else have a question on that? No, thank you.
Thank you.
So that was 310. You could put that on consent, Mr. Garcia.
Noted. And Madam President, did you want me to read the next walk-on resolution?
Yes, please.
Certainly. It's resolution 25-311, resolution authorizing contract with Commerce Construction Corporation for the emergency cleaning and inspection of raw water intake confined space for the Department of Water and Sewer filtration plant in an amount not to exceed $311,937.
Thank you. Any questions on this one? Councilwoman Williams?
Yeah, I have one question regarding it. Yeah, for Dr. Semple and Taya, if she's available. Thank you.
Oh, it looks like that's a duplicate.
Good evening, Director and Ms. Tay. I appreciate you being here. So I wanted to ask about this, because I know our council has been very supportive of any time that there's been an appropriation needed for the waterworks. We've given that. We've also been very supportive of efforts to try to make sure that TWW is running at the best level it possibly can. So can you just kind of highlight for us exactly what this equipment would do? And then also, I know there's been some, word out there about different things about water quality. If you could take a moment to talk about where we stand versus state and federal levels.
Okay, Sean Semple, Director of Water and Sewer. I have with me my Taya Brown Hopper. She's a licensed operator for the filtration plant. First of all, I want to thank the council for coming out and on the tour. I'm sure you were enlightened, and it opened your eyes to what we are faced with and what we're going through. So with this resolution, it's just phase one of a couple of phases that we have to go through so to avoid the catastrophe we had last winter. So the intake, we had an inspection done in the intake, and we observed from the inspection that there were a lot of debris and a lot of stuff within the intake. So in this phase, we're going to have the intake screens clean and re-inspected to find out if this was the major cause or this played a part in us going through the crises that we had over the last winter. So hopefully we won't have to spend much more money to have a good winter, because last winter was unusual for us. So Taya, if you want to say something.
Yeah, if you could, I was very impressed with what
Right.
some of the things you said on the tour, ma'am.
Okay, part of this sediment cleaning is to remove any sediment that could have been restricting flow. We don't believe that it is, but we're trying to eliminate all avenues in our intake structure to make sure there isn't any reduction with the fragile ice buildup if we have a cold winter like we had this past winter. You wanted me to mention something about our water quality. It meets the Safe Drinking Water Act regulations on a federal and state level. The DEP has said that, as well as other people on different calls that we've been on. So I just wanted to ensure that you all, as well as the public, knows that our water does meet the Safe Drinking Water Act regulatory requirements.
So we're as safe as anywhere else in the country.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. If I ask just one other quick question, from an engineering standpoint, it sounds to me that this is more of an ounce of prevention, buying this equipment for the screening. And it was very interesting how you screen what comes in from the raw intake from the Delaware. And it was almost, seeing how you collect it and separate it. It's a very interesting chemistry project. I see in a lot of ways. So, all right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
So really quickly, just for the public to know, all of the council members did take a tour of the water filtration plant. So thank you, Director Semple, for allowing us to do that in groups. We did it in groups. And so, it was very enlightening. As she said, we learned a lot and learned how the plant actually works. And if you could just explain for the public, how you said, because the Delaware River, where we are, we're kind of shallow. So that's the reason why, that could have been some of the reason why with the cold winter that we had, that the ice was coming in, because we're not, the intake machine has to be further down.
Yes, we have what we call our Johnson screens. There are 6 passive screens in the Delaware River. If anybody.
Uh-oh.
Council President.
Uh-oh.
We might have a litigation
Okay, never
regarding
mind. Thank you.
this issue, so
Got it.
yes, we
Okay.
cannot answer that.
Gotcha. Well, thank you for allowing us to come visit. And in my opinion, I felt like a lot of the things that were shared publicly with pictures, I felt like it was exaggerated after visiting the plant. So thank you for allowing us to walk through and see what we had going on there. You have something? And then I'm gonna, Council Vice President.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you both, Director and Taya, for all of the work that you do, for walking us through the facility the other day. It certainly was enlightening. And I'm glad to know that a lot of efforts have been made. We do know a lot of the things that have been going on, what's out of your hands. Without approvals, it's hard to make the necessary infrastructural repairs. But under this council, you have had that support. So I'm hopeful that in the near future, we could receive an update from you on all the things of the capital improvements from that 6-year plan that I had referenced when we were meeting. That listed all of the repairs that were required to bring the filtration plant and the system up to par, and see what it was that we checked off on that list over the last 5 years since then, and then see what's left so we can see how we can support the efforts to make sure that the filtration plant is, sustainable. So, just like Madam President said, with this whole DEP thing and us doing the tour, we're trying to see if we can improve things the way that is currently structured. So if there's anything that you would recommend, I know you are, if you don't mind giving us just a brief update on the roof situation. If you recall in the report, there were pictures of a tarp covering things. Can you talk to us about the status of that and the progress you're making?
We've had one section of our roof already completed. We have another section that was supposed to start the end of this week, but they have delayed it due to some other projects. So they'll be starting next week. We are obtaining quotes for another section where you saw a lot of the ceiling tiles, missing ceiling tiles after a significant amount of rain. And also over the electric room where you saw the tarp. We put the tarp up to cover the electric panels so they won't get damaged when we know there's rain coming.
Okay. And so do you, I heard you say that there is a delay, but if things are on track, how long do you think that it will take from the time that you, if you're getting a quote, I believe, for something for one roof and the other roof is going to be started? So how long do you think it'll take?
So we got a correspondence from the contractor today. Just today he was supposed to start on Saturday, but he's gonna start at the end of next week. That got pushed because he can start bringing the material to complete the one roof that over the lab area that we spoke about. And I'm waiting he also did a scan of the MDX, the other portion of the plan that we spoke about where the tarp is. And I'm expecting that cost by Monday. And that's gonna be in front of you probably by the next council meeting to get done. So these are the most vulnerable. We are covering the most vulnerable areas of the plant so that we, avoid any danger of happening, anything of that sort. So,
Okay.
so I'm hoping within the next 2 months, we should have those major areas covered.
Okay. Awesome. And lastly, there was questions about a discoloration of water with with the raw intake water and things like that into the plant. Can you elaborate on that so people don't think that, the water is being poisoned and, the word that Mr. Garcia has a problem pronouncing at our meetings?
Permanganate?
Yeah.
He has it now.
The picture that was shown was on top of its raw water. Chemicals are added at that point, potassium permanganate, which gives a purplish color to the water that is to help in the reduction of organics and disinfection byproducts in the water. Also in that picture was added ferric chloride and polymers we use to get the materials in the water to be able to filter it out and remove it. So that's the picture that you saw. It is misconceiving to the public to make them think that that was something, that's their drinking water. And it puts us at risk to even put that picture out there like that.
Thank you. Thank you. So, and that when we saw that in person, we were like, oh, this is what it was. And when she explained it, I mean, like I said, it was very informative to see the process of how the water is actually filtered through. So thank you for all the work you do also.
Thank you.
Councilwoman Frisbee.
So I wanted to just acknowledge Director Simple, Taya, Teresa,
Hold up.
and I was putting names, Diason? Daisha. I want to just thank them for the work that they do. They, to me, I feel like they've been under attack. You're not deserving of it. What you do in that plant is absolutely incredible.
Amazing.
The walkthrough gave me a much better understanding of what you actually have to go through and the detail in which you put into making sure that we have the safest clean drinking water is to be commended. So thank you for the work that you do. I appreciate everything. I'm excited that it is a whole bunch of women, bad behind.
I was
women
gonna say that too, all
are
women.
Leading that. So I commend that. I'm like, yes, girl power. Go ahead, Director Simple. I know it's you, but the women are doing their thing.
Right.
So I'm excited about that. I look forward to having the conversation with our commissioner because I need for everybody to understand. And I do appreciate you saying, because I was going to say this as well, that those pictures were compromising.
Mhm.
And those illegal pictures were compromising and it should never have been out there. So thank you again. Thank you for your professionalism and thank you for helping us to get a better understanding of what it is that was going on. And now I can say, I can talk to each picture and give understanding to individuals when it goes. And what I need to make sure the public understands, those pictures, nothing in those pictures talked about compromised water, not one of those. They were all deceiving. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Director. And thank you, Ms. Brown.
Would that be for consent agenda?
Yes, sorry, consent. Where is that at, right? Yes, consent.
And Madam President, I believe those are all the walk-on resolutions that I have. I did have a duplicate in front of me, so there are two, not three.
What about? You only had two, right? Yeah. Yep, that's it. Okay. 285 wasn't a walk-on, it was amended. Mr. Garcia, we can move to vote on the consent, right? Or we're gonna look through the ordinance? Yes, it was on here. With the exception of 302 that was pulled. 260. Oh, yes, I'm sorry, yes, 264. So we have a motion to approve the consent agenda, excluding 264 and 25, 264, and then 25, 302.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Vice President Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettner,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Council President Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carried. And moving on, Madam President, to ordinances at this time. Ordinances first reading and introduction. Ordinance 25-071, an ordinance requiring all licensed businesses within the city of Trenton to display human trafficking awareness stalls, STALLS, materials issued by the Attorney General's office. And Madam President, if you want to ask for a motion to approve
May we have
that
a motion?
introduction.
Maybe we have May we have a motion to approve 25-071?
moved.
Second.
Roll call, Vice President Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettner,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Council President Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 25-072, an ordinance requiring the owners of multi-unit dwelling to provide certain notifications of the Trenton Department of Water and Sewers.
So may we have a motion to approve 25-072?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Vice President Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Council President Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 25-074, ordinance authorizing sale of city-owned property commonly known as 900 Indiana Avenue and identified on the city tax map as block 23903, lot 21 pursuant to NJSA 40A 1213C to Sherwood and Mary Brown for the sale price of $25,000.
May we have a motion to approve 25-074?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Vice President Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Council President Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 25-075, ordinance authorizing the sale of city-owned property commonly known as 112 North Montgomery Street and identified on the city tax maps block 601, lot 16 pursuant to NJSA 40A 1213C to Elijah Dixon for the sale price of $15,000.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Vice President Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Council President Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 25-075, ordinance authorizing the sale of city-owned property commonly known as 129, 133, and 229 Perry Street and identified on the city tax map as block 501, lots 11 and 9, block 7201, lot 21 pursuant to NJSA 40A 1213C to Elijah Elliott for the sale price of $17,500.
May we have a motion to approve 25-076?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Vice President Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Council President Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 25-077, ordinance authorizing the sale of city-owned property commonly known as 1253 East State Street and identified on the city tax map as block 26901, lot 8, pursuant to NJSA 40A 1213C to Joseph N. Rodriguez for sale price of $7,000.
May we have a motion to approve 25-077?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Vice President Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Council President Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 25-078, ordinance authorizing sale of city-owned property commonly known as 284 Rutherford Avenue and identified on the city tax map as block 4403, lot 6 pursuant to NJSA 40A 1213C to Mary Tard for the sale price of $15,000.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
I'm sorry, who's the motion, first motion?
Feliciano. Feliciano.
Got it. Okay, wait, thank you. Roll call, Vice President Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Council President Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Mr. Garcia, I think there's just a typo on 2580 on the docket compared to what's on the thing.
On 2580,
Yes, the one you're about to read. That it has one, it's supposed to be 1,000.
oh, yes, there is a zero missing. Thank you.
Mhm.
We'll make that correction now. Sale price of $1,000. And we are, I believe we're at 25-079, correct?
80, we just approved 79.
No.
I believe we went to 7, that was 78, was it not?
Yes. My apologies. I thought we were on 79.
Okay.
I'm trying to move through.
Ordinance 25-079, Ordinance authorizing the sale of city-owned property commonly known as 13 Sheridan Avenue and identified on the city tax map as block 1602, lot 34, pursuant to NJSA 48-1213C to Clelio Taco for the sale price of $20,000.
May we have a motion to approve 25-079?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Vice President Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettner,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Council President Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 25-80, ordinance authorizing the sale of city-owned property commonly known as 15 Chambers Street and identified on the city tax map as block 12901, lot 6 pursuant to NJSA 40A 1213B5 to Chimo B. Ugorji for the sale price of $1,000.
May we have a motion to approve 25-80?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Vice President Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettner,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Council President Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 25-81, ordinance authorizing the sale of city-owned property commonly known as 32 and 34 Hart Avenue and identified on the city tax map as block 21403, lots 12 and 11 pursuant to NJSA 40A 1213C to Marvin Cisneros Murcias for the sale price of $12,000.
May we have a motion to approve 25-81?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Vice President Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettner,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
With the adjustment of putting an F in front of the word for. Yes, after his name, it should be an F in front of there for the sale price of 12,000.
certainly.
Title.
Noted. Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Council President Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 25-82, ordinance authorizing the sale of city-owned property commonly known as 519 North Clinton Avenue and identified on the city tax map as block 21705, lot 25 pursuant to NJSA 40A 1213C to Maciel Valdez Garcia for the sale price of $5,000.
May we have a motion to approve 25-82?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Vice President Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettner,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Council President Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 25-83, ordinance authorizing the sale of city-owned property commonly known as 213 Dickinson Street and identified on the city tax map as block 22303, lot 19 pursuant to NJSA 40A 1213C to Gerald Hicks for the sale price of $3,000.
May we have a motion to approve 25-083?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Vice President Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettner,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Council President Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 25-084, ordinance adopting the 2025 Enterprise Avenue redevelopment plan pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law at NJSA 40A-12A-1 et sec.
May we have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Just trying to find a number.
Roll call, Vice President Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettner,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Council President Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 25-085, ordinance amending Chapter 2 of the Code of the City of Trenton Administration as it applies to residency requirements for employees of the Department of Water and Sewer in the City of Trenton.
May we have a motion to approve 25-085?
So moved.
Second, Council President.
Councilwoman Williams.
Just wanted to confirm, ma'am, I know we had a different version of this come in for us tonight. And I just want to make sure we're okay and clean on voting on that.
So we have the amended version in front of us.
Yes, ma'am.
Provided to us, yes.
Yes, you do.
So if I just wonder if Mr. Bridges, Mr. Kaloji could just speak to that and just give us the seal of approval. 25-85.
Admins.
Oh, okay, thank you.
What specifically, Councilwoman?
I know this replaces adequately the first ordinance that was released to us when we received dockets last week. So I just want to make sure we don't need to have an amendment from the floor. We could just vote on this cleanly.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Councilwoman Williams. Oh, sorry.
If there's no other discussion, I can go to roll call.
Yes.
Vice President Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Council President Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 25-086, ordinance authorizing Trenton Waterworks to purchase the Elks property located 1580 Cooser Road in Hamilton Township and the Crest Deck property 4 Ludlow Drive in Ewing Township for the purchase price of $1,034,191.14 for both properties.
Wait, may we have a motion to approve, may I have a motion to approve 25-086?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Vice President Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Council President Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carried. Ordinance 25-087, ordinance amending and supplementing Chapter 14 of the Code of the City of Trenton, traffic as it applies to Hamilton Avenue.
May we have a motion to approve 25-087?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, Vice President Edwards,
Yes.
Councilwoman Feliciano,
Yes.
Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg,
Yes.
Councilwoman Frisbee,
Yes.
Councilwoman Williams,
Yes.
Council President Gonzalez.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Council President,
Councilwoman Feliciano?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, what's that there, honey?
Can we, just real quick? The one about the people living here, the water, the residency,
Mhm.
25085. I just want to make sure that I'm catching what's happening. So we're saying that everybody except for anybody that works for water and sewer has to live in the city of Trenton.
Yes, I believe, if anyone would like to come up and speak to that, but we asked a lot of questions about this.
I know, but I'm saying we already have an ordinance in place about residency that said that if we couldn't find qualified people for certain positions in the city, then we could look outside to fill the positions. Am I wrong with that?
Mm-mm.
Somebody
No,
on the
you're
law
right.
team?
Director Bridges or Mr. Beach? That is correct, I believe.
That's correct. The existing ordinance that's on the books says for any position in the city, if you can't find a qualified candidate, that you can go outside of the city. What's in this new ordinance that is before you tonight is consistent with the New Jersey law that was passed back in 2019 that said for a public utility that services multiple municipalities, that you can extend that residency requirement to all the municipalities. And that's what this current ordinance that's before you tonight does. That's the only real change there. And then if you can't find a qualified candidate within the 5 service municipalities, then you can go outside to a non-resident.
Okay. All right, so we're just, okay, I got you. So we're just extending it to the service
Right.
areas that we service in
That's
addition
correct.
to Trenton.
Mhm.
But we start with Trenton first. Trenton,
Prior-
Trenton
It
still
does not
gets,
prioritize. It's the five synonymously.
okay. Mm. All right, thank you.
Oh.
Thank you,
Okay,
Mr.
Mr. Garcia.
President.
You're welcome. Mr. Garcia, I don't know where Mr. Garcia, Jorge.
He stepped out for a second, Council President.
Okay.
If you'd like to move on with the agenda,
Yes, please.
would you like to go into executive session or would you like public comment?
Ms. Vaughn, could you please not interrupt? I understand that, but you could ask the question separately, please. Thank you.
Madam President, I unfortunately need to pull the executive session. Council had an emergency, is unavailable to present that today, so we will relist that for the next meeting.
So may I have a motion to table this to the next one? Should I have to motion it?
If it's okay, I'm just going to pull it by administration.
No problem. Right along.
Director Bridges, does that count? Does that include 264 as well too? The resolution,
Yes.
authorizing stuff?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay,
we're
Council
pulling-
President, may I
yeah.
ask for, I'm down at the end here, so I just want to make sure I'm understanding.
Yeah, Councilman Williams,
So what is being pulled presently?
25, 256, and 264, the executive session for the settlement.
For the settlement, Council.
Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Director Bridges. Thank you, Jorge. We can move along to the comments, public comments.
We have reached the point of public comment. If I could have the public comment board, and I think there's nobody up there, so I'm just gonna.
Can you just explain to them, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, to all those partaking in the public comment portion of the meeting, you please come up and state your name, your address, and you will have 5 minutes to provide your comment. The council is not obligated to respond back to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have 11 people for public comment, Council President. All right. And may I have Mary Horiv? Oh, is this you, Miss? It's Harry Horiv? I apologize.
Mary Horn, Miss Horn. All right. You could, oh, yeah.
Who did that? Good evening, Council. Mary Horn, Parkside Avenue in Trenton. Just want to bring attention to property at 840 Parkside Avenue. Leonard Spellman purchased the property known as 840 Parkside in 1982 for $44,900. He resided in the home until he became ill. Unable to pay his property taxes, a lien was placed against the property in the amount of $11,000. The house became in disarray, and in the interest of the public safety, residents appealed to the city of Trenton to have the structure taken down. City Council passed a resolution 22-232 5-2 in favor of demolition. A developer then purchased the property, which are known as lots 37 and 38 now, for $20,000 and began to build. New Jersey zoning regulations require applicants to be given notice via certified mail to property owners within 200 feet of a proposed zoning change for a non-conforming structure. The 200 feet notice requirement ensures that property owners are informed of changes that could affect property values or character of the neighborhoods. I addressed this issue with Hank Garini, Housing and Inspections. He was unable to locate a building permit for the work that was being done. I also spoke with the planning board, Ms. Maciel, at the 4/16/25 zoning meeting, and then again at the 4/24/25 planning board meeting. along with Andre Alexiev and board secretary who was also present. I received an email from the Planning Zoning Board Secretary, Cherry Oakley, who stated after researching agendas and minutes from 2020 through 2024 and also 2025, unfortunately, there were no planned projects for 840 location. She would refer back to the experts, Ms. Ferreira and Mr. Alexiev, to determine if there were any statutory requirements that preclude zoning or planning. The way forward for this Parkside residents, as far as the owners and property owners on Parkside Avenue, is to take down the structure and be guided by New Jersey zoning board regulations. I also would like to speak on the crossing guard issue again. Now, I did speak, Mr. Director Wilson came to a meeting that we had in one of our civic association meetings. The issue was brought up to Director Wilson. Director Wilson informed me that they didn't have any eligible candidates, or they had to go through the process of vetting the people. So I in turn asked, don't you have some returning people or people who are eligible now that may have gone to jail for a parking ticket or something less than that? We know that we can't have criminals crossing the kids across this, not criminals, but people who have been convicted of crimes. So Mr. Wilson informed me again that he says, well, now, no. I says, well, there's some people here. There were 3 of them there that said they applied. And then it became a background check again about that. And then I believe it was had a little something to do with funding. So nonetheless, saying that, we're well down with crossing guards. So I think that's a priority. And people have said they had applied for it. So if someone could look into that and pull their applications, I would gladly appreciate it and take a look, see. And as far as the Trenton Waterworks is concerned, no lease, no authority, no commission, no board. None of the above. Trenton Waterworks has issues like every other waterworks has issues. American Waterworks has issues. We didn't have to shut our schools down to send them, you know, because the water wasn't good or clean.
Thank you, Ms. Horn.
And just, Madam President, just a correction from earlier, we do have actually 20 individuals listed for public comment in total this evening.
Done.
No, actually, there was a page that was behind the page
All right, go. I mean, keep them
that
going.
might. Just to let the council know, I don't know what bearing that might have on public comment, but the next individual listed for public comment is Victor Irizarry.
Good evening, His Honor. Again, Victor Irizarry, 19 Moreland Avenue. Reading the Trentonian, I say Mayor Guzziari, I'm personally, I mean, he needs to go. He needs to go. Last time we was here, we was discussing the performance of the Trent Police Department and the director. And recently, you know, being in Trentoni, of course, found out that Guzziari talked Director Steve Wilson from a retirement, 30 years of service, and to take on the, you know, the responsibility of director. I think that Mayor Guzziari has too many buffers between he and the Trenton residents, and they are what they're front people to deal with us. And in my opinion, I feel that he thinks that we're not as good as any other municipality. When I'm saying, I don't know what it is. Is it the finance, the education? It can't be race, because everywhere I go, I see African Americans, or they appear to be African Americans, and Hispanics, but mostly African Americans. And I say, wow, man, this city, this must be a white people section, and they go African American, what appears to be. So that it must be fun. I don't know what it is there about Trenton, New Jersey, that the mayors before Guzziari, they did a good job, because they have a way of getting over things, sidestepping issues by either partying with us or showing up and taking a lot of pictures and hanging out and so forth. But Guzziari does not have that same approach. And I believe who's running Trenton is his deputy mayor, Bubba, and Wahib, and the same place that Mr. Horn was talking about, that Steve was there talking about. No one wants to apply for the jobs. No one wants to work for the jobs. And I saw Mr. Buffett and Mr. Wahib, like two high school students passing off the buck. Well, if you call this office, I'm gonna send it to that office. And then we had a state senator there too. And then you can call here, and you can't call there. And I think he's a front. He's a front. I mean, he's not a good mayor. He's not for us at all. And I take it personally when he made a big deal about a person getting killed in Trenton, and they apprehended the perpetrator or the killer real quick soon after. I believe that law enforcement should be preventive measures first by changing the policies that keep our cities bombarded with drugs and gangsters and so forth. Now, downstairs, there was a flag raising for the Ecuadorians. On TV today, I saw where Ecuador, they have mass killings due to the drug trade there, and they don't produce drugs. So what's happened over there, they duplicated here in Trenton, New Jersey. There's a gentleman who was telling me about Haitian people down on Center Street acting wild and crazy. Now, that's the way they act over there. They come over here, act the same way. So the American way is not their way. Their way is not the American way. So we have to handle this where we have to make people proud to be Trentonians and Americans. And then there was another, congresswoman from Guatemala that she said she's first a Guatemalan, and then she's an American, and now she had to clean that up for the public, for the media. So we have to make them understand that once you come to America, you act like an American. And so therefore, if every person comes to America, for every part of the country, of the planet Earth, come to America and demonstrate their so-called freedom, then we have a wild country like the Wild Wild West. I mean, like a jungle, you know what I mean? So that's what I say. Well, anyway, point is, Guzziari has to go. And I say again, Mrs. Holland would have made a better mayor than Dog Palmer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ozari.
Jose, is that Rue? Thank you.
Good evening, Council Board.
Good evening.
My name is Jose Roa. I live on 233 Center Street. I'm here to file a complaint or report a complaint with the neighbors. There is a family here over there and 235. They're very, very lousy people. They are Haitian and invite like 13, 14 people to play in front of their house and yell and scream like hell, honest to God. And they have 5 kids, and they bring another woman with 2 more kids. Now I have 7 kids over there playing in the backyard. It's not backyard, but it's inside of the backyard. And playing since 8 o'clock in the morning to 10 at night, 11, and they come outside of the house and yelling and screaming. Jesus Christ, we will become crazy. My wife is sick. She can't sleep because these people make her, shake it. They're saying she can cook at the kitchen because they are right in front of the side, yelling and screaming and yelling and playing and crying and so many stuff over there. It's indescribable. Check this out. They're petty and hygienic. They have no respect. There is nothing. We can talk to them because they don't speak English, Spanish, neither language. Solo they speak the Creole, their own language. So we can communicate. Solo one sign, please, back, quiet, you know. I say a couple words in Creole, but you know, but that's enough. And these people, they are, I could say nasty because look at what they say. And the middle of the two houses, there's a little porch. They have a little porch. And they come and map the house and throw the water to my side. The dirty water, they throw my side. I told him, hey, how you do that? Don't do that. Put it in the toilet. I say, put it in the toilet or go outside in the ground and pour it right there. Nah. They do it maybe one time, but when I say, but at night, they do it at night. Now, I feel enough. The water put. The other nasty thing I want to tell you, but I shouldn't say that, but you know, how to degrade is the situation. They spit on my side. How come, man? These people don't. I was there doing, sometimes I could do backyard work. And what is that? What kind of, excuse me, what kind of life these people have? And the noisy. And say, they have so many people inside there. They have 7 kids. 7. 1 boy and the rest are girls, you know. 14, 11 or 12, and 1 boy by 8, and the rest are 3, 4, and 2 more they brought. I don't know how many, but look like it's 5 or 7, you know. And they have a baby, maybe 6 months ago, maybe 6 months old. And I think he's to rent and bring people over here because I see there are 3 or 4 guys more in this week, and they stay a couple of weeks and disappear, and then another 3. Yeah, what the heck is that? You know, he's to rent or the city pays his rent, but he's so renting. Or another situation is he deal with human traffic or what the heck is that? There is something wrong with that, you know. So, to not be so longer and dramatic, I asking you, please do something with this situation. I need it. I complained since last year, but they come down because some inspector went to see it, you know, they find out where it's 1-bedroom apartment with so many people in it. But I don't think they put it in the basement too, you know, because I saw them when they bring out and they put the mattress, foam mattress on the sun, you know. So there's something wrong in it. Something is in there. So gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, please, I need your help. Before something happens, I'm getting sick about it. And I want to tell you something. Last week, I received bad news for me because my health. And I go under treatment, chemical, radiological treatment, something in my stomach. So I'm going to be in bad.
That is your time.
Thank you, Senor Rojas. The police director and I believe our health director, they're back there to speak with you, okay? Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for that.
Ebony Day.
Hello, Council.
Good
I'm
evening.
Ebony Day, 573 Rutherford Avenue. I'm gonna be quick. I just wanted to know, when are they gonna have a lawyer to sign all these contracts? You selling the houses, but
For the
you know, I've
yeah,
been waiting since June, maybe,
the attorney.
and no acting contact, like it just stops. So. No,
Right, but she's
no, but I'm
she's
waiting
speaking
for
to the
my
contract
contract.
after they
It just need to
purchase
be
it.
signed. Say that again. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Ivy Avery.
Ivy Avery, 1 Prospect Street, Trenton, New Jersey. Kudos to the council and to administration for moving forward with the Carver Center and with the Locust Hill Cemetery. These are very important African-American historical buildings. The Higbee School was not mentioned, so I'm hoping that that's somewhere in the mix because it sits adjacent to the Carver Center and has been on the list for renovation and opening. So that's something that is very important as well. As a citizen of the city of Trenton, sometimes, as this gentleman just explained, quality of life issues can be overwhelming. It was interesting that this young lady here talked about crossing guards. A few of you know that I have I've been concerned about crossing issues in the city of Trenton. I live in the western section. I live at an intersection where about 5 streets come together: Hanover, Spring, Prospect, and West State. It's a red district. It requires 2 crossing guards. They only have enough crossing guards for 1. And I did send an email a year or so ago to all of you about my concern, and I know that you were interested in trying to address it. Thank you, Councilperson Feliciano, for helping to get signs for that area that were school crossing signs. And Madam President, you also had Mr. Santora put signs in also indicating crossing. It's still a problem, especially in the beginning of the school year when parents are dropping off. The traffic is horrendous. And that's not only in my area, but if you've been riding around in the city of Trenton when school opens, there's a lot of traffic at these schools and it's dangerous. So crossing guards, they're not enough. I understand that. Years ago, I'm gonna take you on just a really quick backwards journey. Police officers used to help out. If they were in an area that had a crossing intersection and they were not attending to very important police business at that time, they used to actually help with the crossing. I wonder if that could ever come back. It would be a really great community involvement or community relations activity if police were actually out of their cars helping to cross parents and children. Again, like I said, that was way back a long time ago, but I got it from a retired detective, so I know that it did happen at one time. Red light cameras. I am so sick and tired of sitting at an intersection and having people go around me at the red light just because they're in a hurry. I know it's illegal in New Jersey, but I will work very diligently with whoever I need to work with to get that back as a law. We really need it. When you let people get away with things over a period of time, people then just begin to do whatever they want to. I think we need red light cameras. They have them in Pennsylvania. They work very well in Pennsylvania. So you'll probably be hearing from me about that issue. Last thing. Again, I live in West Trenton. I live close to Gregory School. The hospital, as we all know, is an eyesore, and we've all had discussions about getting it cleaned up. The bushes are overriding the sidewalks. It's an eyesore. The children that attend Gregory School every day, this is what they look at. This is what they see when they walk to school, when they look out their windows. There should be something that can be done so that that area can at least be cleaned up. They did board it up recently. I saw new boards over there, but the outside is awful. As a small child walking to school every day, what does that say to them about their neighborhood? Okay, they live in a pretty crappy area. So I don't know what can be done. I'll pursue this with whoever I need to talk to at City Hall. I know that I have a pretty good relationship with Mr. Wea and Mr. Onateri, but we need to do something about that area. Even if it's just, I know that the developer, they've said he doesn't want people to clean it up, that he actually protests. That shouldn't be allowed. So those are the 3 things that I'm addressing today. Thank you for your time, for listening to me. And of course, I will also get in touch with you at a later date to remind you of what I've said here today. And thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Avery.
Marie Bennett. or Mary Bennett? Okay. Deborah Rhea Priester?
She's gone.
Left. Clarissa Bell?
Hi, everyone.
Good evening.
And thank you for listening to me. My name is Clarissa Bell. I live 154 Gerard Avenue. Okay, I really came in to talk about two things. One about the water, but I noticed that you guys say that you're gonna have a meeting on the 18th, so I'll be back for that. So I'm gonna let that go. I just hope that when we do have this meeting on the 18th pertaining to the water, that you guys vote not to merge with the outsiders. You know, I think the water should stay in Trenton hands. You know, the people here that pay the tax, I just think that it should stay here in our city. We need revenues here, the money coming in. And I'm just hoping that, because they don't try to sell the waterwork before, so I don't trust them trying to merge it, you know? And I know that's what gonna ease it way out of y'all hand if you merge with another township. So that's the slick way of doing it. So that's my opinion on this. And also, I have something to say about 20 Clegg Avenue. I spoke to Jennifer, this is my first time really speaking to her, no, my second time speaking to her on this, about there's a abandoned lock. And over there, it kind of comes into the back of Gerard housing. And there's a tree there. It's split. It already fell. It's split. And the other half of the tree is leaning. And that tree need to come down because it's gonna fall on somebody's house. And it looked like it's gonna fall on my house. Okay, so that really need to be taken care of. I don't know if the city owns the property or someone else. But you guys really need to get a little stern with when y'all come out and have the inspectors. Well, when the inspectors come out to see the property, and if they have to write to someone else, then they need to get a little stern with follow up with these people to make sure they do what they're supposed to do. And that's not happening. And my last thing I have to say, I forgot what document that you brought up, but just hearing you saying that if y'all hire someone for a particular position, I don't remember the document, but saying that you wouldn't look into Trenton first, that you can automatically go somewhere else to hire the person. I don't think that's right. I think the first priority is to the city of Trenton. And then do you remember the document? I don't remember that. It was
285.
Yeah. Right. And I think that's your first priority is to look for someone into Trenton before you go stepping outside. Because based on what I just heard, that you're saying that you don't have to do that. You can correct me if I'm wrong. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Ms. Bell. Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank y'all.
Robin Vaughn?
Yes, let's please be reminded that we have a decorum here, so any disrespect is not going to be tolerated and you will be asked to leave.
Clapping. My name is Robin Vaughn, 1100 Stuyvesant Avenue. Supporting fellow Trentonians is never disrespect. I support the success of the city And everybody who's a resident and taxpayer, I wish every success to. And if they succeed, the city of Trenton succeed. And I just want to say quickly about this residency law. I don't know who introduced it, but I guess I'll find out shortly. I'm going to make it my business to do so. And if it comes from the state of New Jersey, I am very concerned that what he said here today, that the New Jersey First Act states that New Jerseyans, you live in New Jersey, you work in New Jersey. It's a law. So there's no such thing in the New Jersey First Act, Mr. Bridges and/or Mr. Kaloji, that people who live in Pennsylvania gets equal priority with the residents of New Jersey. I want somebody to show or send a communication to Trentonians that the First Act, the residency law of the state of New Jersey, equally put on the same priority as people who live in Pennsylvania, New York, Delaware, whatever. And that's what you said. So we're sick of the state of New Jersey and all their departments that they put to aggressively make policies to extract resources and to advantage outsiders, people who don't live here. Trenton taxpayer dollars go towards Trentonians, right? So again, DCA, you show me the section in the New Jersey First Act that says you, as a New Jersey resident, you get, a Pennsylvanian gets equal priority when it comes to employment. Well, if that's the case, then I'm sure there's plenty of Pennsylvanians who are highly qualified for your job that the state could hire and replace you with. So the audacity for the state of New Jersey, whoever raised that ordinance to be amended to deprioritize Trentonians or to equate them with people who don't live here, who don't pay taxes here. Do you know Trentonians have a higher unemployment rate than those outside suburban towns? And you want to give them our jobs? Well, I'm not saying you guys are going to vote for that, but I think it's clear where Trentonians stand. It's enough that half of the utility now is employed by outsiders who don't live here. Seek employment in your own townships where you pay taxes, because you're not paying taxes here. You don't live here. The law says you stay in your own municipality. So that's all I'm going to say about that. And I asked very clearly when I came up here about that historic preservation grant of $3 million. When did the Historic Preservation Commission move to recreation, natural resources, and culture? I want to make sure that that money is supposed to go into the Housing and Economic Development Department. I want to know since when that the Recreation Department has taken over that function. That function lies in the Housing and Economic Development Department. How is it that Paul Harris got that grant? And if that grant is not legally executed and it's not given to the right department, I'm going to make sure that this city that grant gets frozen and you don't get any money anymore. You don't get to give it to project managers who are not qualified to deliver on these very important projects. Paul Harris is not in the Housing Economic Development Department. The commission is under the HED. Now, what is it that you guys don't understand? You thought you want to gloss over that? You're going to get $3 million to somebody who has no expertise in that space of historic preservation to do our historic building. And you sit there and you think you're going to gloss over that, just like you glossing over what this state employee said, like he lives in Pennsylvania.
Good evening, Council, Trentonians. Caroline Clark, 1812 Riverside Drive. So I want to start out by saying I do believe that we need to bring some changes to Trenton Waterworks. But what we don't need to do is regionalize Trenton Waterworks. No regionalization, no name change, no nothing except changes to managing Trenton Waterworks. When I attended the meeting at the school in East Trenton a couple of months ago, the DEP representatives clearly said the water from Trenton Waterworks is good. They drink it every day, and that Trenton Waterworks was making progress. So I want to ask Commissioner LaTourette, how come just a few weeks ago we were all good, and all of a sudden we are now in dire straits? After the 2010 referendum passed saying no to selling Trenton Waterworks, the state created a workaround. They passed legislation called WIPA. And under WIPA, they can sell our water if emergent situations exist. So in the beginning of the Murphy administration, there was no emergency. We got put under their oversight. And at the end of their administration, we're in dire straits. This sounds to me like we were set up to fail so that the state can work around the referendum process and sell our water, allow situations to persist there, and then claim we're in dire straits. And now you don't have to involve the voters. You're going to invoke WIPA and try to take the water. But we're not going to go down that road. We understand what DEP is trying to do, and I'm hoping that we all stand together, Citizens Council, and I see the mayor has done an about face, and for the first time I can tell you, I am fully in support of that about face. So I want to ask a question. Well, rather, I watched a video and I saw Assemblywoman Verlina Reynolds-Jackson engage with Commissioner LaTourette. And in that video, she asked him, where is the expertise when you regionalize? And he said he would bring in the expertise. So she then asked him, well, why don't you bring in the expertise now under Trenton? And he said, well, no one will work with Trenton. So my question to Mr. LaTourette is, who exactly said they were not going to work with Trenton? If you put out an RFP about regionalization, you're gonna have to work with Trenton. And if you put out a mandate that we need to do a regionalization study, you're gonna have to work with Trenton. So is he saying that you won't work with Trenton if the end game is retention, but you will work with Trenton if the end game is regionalization? That doesn't even make sense. So Commissioner LaTourette, I'm hoping that you're watching this remotely. Make it make sense for us. We need you to come and have a conversation with us about this. You also criticized the billboard. Well, let me just say, we have the right to oppose regionalization, and Trenton Waterworks is not the only waterworks that had Legionnaires. We had 5 other counties that had Legionnaires, and they were served by American Water and Aqua Water, and nobody talked about taking over those private entities. It is disingenuous what Commissioner LaTourette is trying to do to Trenton.
Thank you, Ms. Clark.
Candia Torres.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Candia Torres, 215 Stacy Avenue. As I stand before you tonight, I come in full solidarity with those calling to reopen the Howard Healthy Choices program at 1115 Greenwood Avenue, known to many of us as Briggs Library. We all remember in 2010, the majority of Trenton public libraries were shut down. For years, those buildings sat abandoned, empty shells of what once were safe, vital spaces for learning, growth, and refuge. After nearly 6 years, thanks to the determination of Ms. Howard and with the approval of City Council, Briggs Library came back to life, this time not just as a library, but as a hub of hope for our community. As a graduate of both Paul Robeson Elementary School and Hedgepeth Williams Middle School, I can tell you firsthand this library was never just a building. For some of us, it was a lifeline. As a survivor of child sexual abuse and the second of 5 children, Briggs Library was more than a place to do homework or school projects. It was where I could breathe. It gave me room to relax, to feel safe, to just be a kid and to find my purpose. The programs like We and Seed program and the KICS program, which laid the foundation for programs like Howard Healthy Choices, play a major role in shaping many lives. I was diagnosed with ADHD as a child. The Trenton Board of Education told my mother that by the age of 16, I'll be on drugs, a high school dropout, and a single parent. But thanks to spaces like Briggs Library, people with the strength and determination as Ms. Howard, and programs like Howard Healthy Choices, that didn't happen. Instead, I moved from special education into gifted and talented programs. I was inducted into both National Junior Honor Society and National Honor Society. I graduated in top 10% of my class. I went on to college and made Dean's List my very first semester. This is what real community investment looks like. Briggs Library, Ms. Howard, and the Howard Healthy Choices program are not luxuries. They're necessities. They're the foundation for rebuilding the future of Trenton's children, our legacy. The center did not just support kids, it supported seniors with activities like line dancing. It welcomed individuals struggling with addiction through AA and NA meetings. It gave back with clothing and food drives. Even the city itself used the space for meetings as recently as March 22nd, and Ms. Howard never asked for a penny. Feeding the children, driving them to activities, buying supplies, late night calls to talk the children to returning home, all Ms. Howard. And how did the city respond? They called CPS on her. They locked the doors and threw away the keys with smiles on their faces. This building brought back to life by Ms. Howard have saved our community in ways most people can't imagine. It helped not only families, but it helped save the very children we worry about every day, children facing gang violence, sexual abuse, drugs, trafficking, and many more. Ms. Howard put her soul into keeping that building open because she knew it was necessary, and still she was met with pure selfishness. This city is on a dangerous path, and one where we move based on personal agendas, not collective purpose. We have watched as acts of dysfunction and corruption were excused, even rewarded with celebrations and retirement packages. I'm asking you tonight to dig deep and extend the same grace and support to Ms. Howard that has been given to others who've taken from this city. Because Ms. Howard has only given her time, her energy, her finances, her heart, her full self. Programs like Howard's Healthy Choices don't just create change. They create survivors. They create leaders. They create hope. They created me. They say a city is only as strong as its weakest link. And if that is true, then why are we choosing to cut the very link that has kept so many families together?
Thank you, Ms. Torres.
Say, Buck T.
Next.
Austin Edwards.
I think he left.
Was this, Miss Walker, Lorna Walker?
Good evening, Madam President and City Council members. My name is Lorna Walker, and I've worked very closely with Ms. Tynetta Howard and Howard's Healthy Choices for the past few years. The Howard's Healthy Choices was in the middle of a very successful summer learning program when last week it was evicted with children occupying the building and police and asking them to leave unceremoniously. We were asked to leave before lunchtime. We weren't even able to give the kids time for parents to come at 6 o'clock to pick them up. This was a very traumatic experience for the children, and parents had to leave their jobs on an emergency basis to pick them up. When we attended the hearing in the court, the last judge recommended that the program be allowed to remain open till August 29th, which would have allowed her to continue the summer program in its entirety. Now the children are at a loss with nowhere to go. The parents have, I guess, essentially latchkey children because they had to scramble and find spaces if they could. I'm sure there are several children who are at home alone right now when they could be enjoying a very successful and well-loved program that was housed at Greenwood Avenue Briggs Library. Upcoming, we had the after-school program, another well-respected program that has significant outcomes of success for the children. That program was slated to begin mid-September in support of the new school year. This program is at risk because the program is homeless with nowhere to go. The Briggs Library was a very unique location where the children were able to walk down from Hedgepath Williams to access services. And it was a community hub, as the other speaker mentioned, providing food, services, clothing, and community support to the community at large. This is now a huge hole that is now existing as a result of this eviction that happened with no real notification to Howard's Healthy Choices or to Ms. Howard. We are unsure as to what the next steps will be. We're hoping that some intervention can be made by the city council to try to find an alternative site for her or some kind of support that would allow the program to continue and it would allow the children who benefited from this program to have it continue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sinetta Howard.
She's right there.
No. Hi, Janetta Howard, 206 Ferguson Avenue, Trenton, New Jersey. I don't even know what to say. It's no insurance, it's no this, it's no that. I have insurance. James Evans has been my broker for I don't know how long. As far as license, I have 3 different types of license, and they all fit the center. One is a specialty license. One is a summer camp license. My 3rd license, I was on my way to get. I was stopped by the administration from getting that license. They said it's a criminal investigation going on. That's, excuse the expression, a shit show. And I'll tell you, when I get finished with it, you will understand why. As far as me having all these chemicals around the kids, when we do our planning, we use organic soil. So when the health department came in, They saw it was organic soil. I even have a certificate from the health department. Okay? This whole thing could have been avoided. All y'all had to do was call me, whoever the director is, to say, Miss Howard, we need the building back. Let's work on getting you something else. That's all, that's it. But y'all didn't do that. Y'all came in, y'all displaced the children. The police, back in March, 15 police officers inside the building looking for something that doesn't exist. Do you think they said, excuse me, take the children out? No. They were on top of the tables while the children was trying to do homework. That's not okay. It wouldn't have happened anywhere else like that. Nowhere. These kids are kids who have IEPs. So when they go back to school, they're on point. The teachers are happy. Now that has gone. And if you look at what's happening now, that's coming down the line from up in Washington, these kids might not go to school a full 180 days. No, they might be going for half of that. So what you gonna do with them? I was in partner with Half Past Williams. So when their program stopped, those children come to me. So all the month of August, those parents don't have anything for their children. No one have ever asked me for any money. And I would like to, if you can put it in writing, when they ask me, and I have sent plenty of letters with no response. The only person responded to me was Miss Samuels. And she's continued to respond to me. This could have been avoided. If you said I owed you $40,000, it could have been done. If you said and gave me in writing, this is what we came with, it would have been done. I was in that building for 5 years with no heat or hot water. I put the heat and hot water in there for those 5 years. I did that. You guys, all the departments heads met over there. Why I had it, the heat. Big tall building, the heat things in there. They met over there. They talked to the children. They know what was going on. When I have the mayor, who's not here, who said in front of Senator Turner, she don't have to worry about it. I will never put her out. He said that in front of people. Those people gonna have to testify. I am not a bad person at all. But when it comes to those kids, they need their education. They need to know how to read. I understand the football fields and all of that, but they can play football, but if they can't read and do math, what we setting them up for? Failure. That's what we setting them up for. It's too many things coming down the line when it comes to education for these kids. Too many. We have to be there for them. We have to be there for the parents. You know how many of my parents got written up for leaving work to come get their children? And when they came, the CSP, they couldn't do anything because I handled my paperwork. They couldn't do a thing. They left out the door.
Howard. So thank you.
Thank you.
Shaniqua Brown.
Hello, my name is Shaniqua Brown, live at 363 Garfield Avenue. I'm also up here to speak on behalf of Howard's Healthy Choice. I'm going to speak on my family with her. I have 6 kids, and 5 out of my 6 kids goes to her during the summer and after school. I work, their father worked. She was able to pick my children up for school for me, which was a big help. She's very impersonal. She took the time out to listen to me and the needs of my kids when it came to school. I have some kids who wasn't on reading level. Guess what? They're on reading level now. One of my daughters is horrible in math. She's not there yet, but she almost there. No, she teach my oldest son how to do job application, which they don't teach in school no more. She also gives out food for the whole community. She helped me with my youngest son who was getting in trouble. Because of her, he migrated. Started going to her, started doing better. She also encouraged the children to want to do better. So I just ask you to reconsider the decision you made on her building. Thank you.
Thank you.
David, is that Matthews?
Good evening. How y'all doing?
Good evening.
I'm David Matthews, 363 Garfield. I have a couple of things I would like to address. First, piggybacking off the Howard's Healthy Choices. She's a very asset and just about the only resource for the kids in the community. So it would be a major plus to get that building open up and running again to get these kids from heading in a different direction. And another thing I would like to address is could somehow we go back to IDing these kids from getting tobacco products and stuff from these gas stations that they letting these kids get illegally, because it's just terrible. Kids, I remember one point in time they used to wait patiently for somebody older to purchase things at the gas station. Now these kids at the gas stations selling things from out the gas stations to people coming to the gas station, which is crazy to me also. And another thing I would like to address is Garfield Street Avenue. One side has speed humps. On my side, 300 to the 400 block is like a drag strip. And I got little kids that play. It's crazy the way they be driving up and down the street. So could we somehow get some speed humps inside that community? And also piggybacking off the crossing guards, I feel that there should be crossing guards near every park / pool activities that's going on in the summer times. And also it would be great to also see the street team in my community for a change. Thank you.
Thank you.
James Harford. Kenya Alexander. Madam President, those are all the individuals I have listed for public comment. If it's your wish, you can go to civic comment.
Thank you. Yes, we can. Councilwoman Williams.
Thank you very much, Council President. For quite a night, I just want to just briefly say I'm very thankful that Ms. Bell came and spoke, and I know you spoke with Director Harris, so hopefully we have a long time needed resolution, ma'am. So thank you. Regarding Howard's Healthy Choices, it's a tough situation. I know there's a lot involved with it. I just hope there's a way for Howard's Healthy just to be able to do what they do in the future in some fashion. Briggs Library was my library growing up. I know how special it is. And it's where I learned to read a lot of books, and it's where I learned to ask a lot of questions. And I hope others have a chance to do that before long. This past week we had National Night Out, which was a great success. I know a lot of hard work went into having a big location at Calwater Park, but we also had in North Ward locations at Ray Street, Kirkbride, MLK, Fairway Drive, Southern, as well as on Stockton Street, and then definitely at Samaritan Baptist Church. And I'm really thankful I was able to visit them and make sure that, you know, our neighbors, our friends, our fellow Trentonians commune as a city, and also, you know, they get to know what's going on, and we get to connect with them because that's extremely important. So it's a special night of the year. Our next Northwood Citizens Police Advisory Council meeting will be on August 20th, between 5:30 and 7 PM at Galilee Baptist Church, 440 MLK. Please join us if you can. It's a great conversation between the community and the police. Our special guest is going to be Mercer County Sheriff Jack Kemler, to talk to us about what the sheriffs do and how to collaborate and work to help make our city safer. I was very happy to see Resolution 25282 passed tonight, and looking forward to construction for that, as well as the resolution for Calhoun Street Park, because that's going to be affecting and positively helping children and adults from both the north and the west wards. Also, really good news today, find out that Fire Company Engine 6, which is located, the firehouse at North Clinton near North Olden Avenue. Work has begun on replacing the wooden floor with a concrete floor, so eventually that firehouse can open full-time, 365, 52 weeks a year, which will be really important for coverage. And then just a couple of other things I wanted to just tell folks about. We do have a busy weekend here in Trenton. There's no proof to the phrase that there's nothing to do here. This coming weekend, and starting tomorrow from 1:30 to 4:30, the Guns Down, Gloves Up event is happening on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday from 1:30 to 4:30. Saturday and Sunday from 11:30 to 2:30 at 11 Jersey Avenue in the East Ward. If it's a really great organization that's trying to teach boxing and fitness in our city. Also tomorrow night, there's a free skateboarding event at the Wireworks, 675 South Clinton Avenue with Freedom Skate Park. They will lend people skateboards, helmets and everything. Miss Bell, I don't know if you want to go out there, but if you do, let me know. I'll go out with you. But it's a great way for our youth particularly to learn about skateboarding and do some activities. And then also this Saturday, as well as the following Saturday, the 16th and the 23rd, Trenton Animal Shelter will be having Clear the Shelter events. This coming Saturday is going to be at Rosedale Mills in Pennington. So please check them out to learn about adopting. And then finally is an event, Community in Action. It's an event this coming August 9th from 9:30 to 2 p.m. at 1 North Johnson Avenue in Hamilton. It's right across the border from East Trenton, really easy to get to. Sponsored by East Trenton Collaborative. And it's going to be a storytelling for systems change event regarding environmental justice. So finally, I just want to close with, it's important, and I know you don't know him, but I'd like to ask you to think about a friend of mine named Benton Jones, who's a representative in the Texas legislature. If you follow some of the news in our country, the Texas legislature had to flee to Illinois because of some nefarious things that the governor wants to do with redistricting. I got to know Benton when I was at the Harvard Kennedy School for 3 weeks last month. He's an amazing individual. He's, if you know, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, very much like her. He loves karaoke. He's the belle of any ball. He's the fire in any room. But the FBI is coming from them. So please keep him, the other representatives in your prayer.
Councilman Frisbee.
Thank you, Madam President. So good evening, everyone, and thank you, everyone that came out. Thank you to everyone that spoke. Ms. Horn, I do want to delve a little deeper with you, especially about that building on Parkside Avenue that no permit cannot be found. So I did have my aide take the information down, and we will look into that. Everyone else, I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate everybody who spoke so very passionately about our water system. I appreciate everyone who just speaks about the community. Know that we have our community's best interests at heart, and we take what we do very seriously. I'm sorry about what has happened to our children when it comes to Howard's Healthy Choices. I am a mother, and my heart goes to the children and the parents as well to have that, that it happened that way. And I am hopeful that we could get these children somewhere. It is my heart's desire. I'm going to move on to people keep saying there's nothing going on in the city of Trenton, but we have free Friday shows at the Trenton Circus Squad. 3 Fridays for Friday shows The only ones that are remaining now are tomorrow, Friday, the August 8th and August 15th. There is a flyer. You could just go to the Trenton Circus website, go online, and just go. Bring your children there. You go, have a great time. It's right in our Roebling section of the city. And then on Wednesday, August the 20th, from 9 a.m. to 1, there's a community conversation on whole child initiatives in Trenton schools. This is Advocates for Children of New Jersey and Mercer Street Friends that are going to be hosting this. It will be at the Kelsey Townhouse at Thomas Edison State University, 111 West State Street in Trenton, New Jersey. And I invite you to go out there. For more information, you can go to acnj.org. The Trenton City Stat Initiative is going to be held also on Wednesday, August 20th. That will be at 5 p.m. here at City Hall. And we invite you to come out, have your questions answered directly by our directors. The 6th annual Partying Sober charity event presented by Empowerment House and the Trenton United Family Foundation, September 20th. At Mill Hill Park, and I'm going to pass this to our council president so that she can read it in Spanish for those of our Latinos speaking. This from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice again. These wonderful allergies that we have going on right now. And before I lose it completely, I want to read a portion of the city's mission statement, which is recognizing that the people of Trenton have made us guardians of the public trust. We are committed to govern with integrity and fiscal responsibility, to seek excellence in the city's operation, to serve all the people, all the city's people with respect and compassion. I look forward to having the discussion with our commissioner to talk about the city's water for the 100th time. I am 100% against selling our water. There's a lot of parts that are going on, and I do want to again commend our water department, the work that they put in and what has been made clear to us when we did that trip. And I want to also commend our council president for setting up with Mr. Simple and his staff to have us go out there and get a clear understanding, because it helps us to be able to speak from a more informed perspective. So thank you for that. I thank you for everyone who came out. Everyone get home safely. Thank you to all our directors for being out here, and to you, our constituents, because it's all about you. It's making sure that our city is as safe as we can possibly make it. Thank you, and enjoy your evening.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Figueroa Kettenberg.
Thank you, Council President. I'm going to be very brief. Just thank everybody. It was a full house tonight. A lot of people got up and spoke. You know, we heard a lot. We're listening intently up here. I know tonight, just in the span of this meeting, I got 4 text messages, 3 emails, and 2 phone calls from constituents asking for things to get done, everything from sanitation needs to overgrown weeds to, zoning issues, et cetera, and so forth. The work never stops. We're just trying to afford everybody in the city, including us, a better quality of life. It's what we deserve. With that, I just wanted to point out, I'm not sure if it was unclear what Ms. Vaughn was saying about the ordinance 2585. It is the jobs in the city that it's referring to are not open to anybody in Pennsylvania or outside of New Jersey. It's just opening up positions for anybody that's served by Trenton Waterworks and those surrounding municipalities. Other than that, I want everybody to get home safe, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Feliciano.
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming out tonight. Thank you for being a part of the process. To everybody that spoke up tonight, thank you for speaking up. Certainly, we learned something new, I think, each and every time we have these meetings. And we listen not to just hear, but we actually listen to act. So just know again that your words don't fall on deaf ears. Each of us pick a piece of what's been said and we move to action on it. I just want to say, when it came to the comment about the historic, let me get it right now.
Trust.
Yeah. The Landmarks Commission is under the Housing and Economic Development Department, right? And when it comes to Parks and Recreation, they have always overseen the historic sites. The State Historic Preservation Office has awarded grants like these to parks for years. So let us be clear about that. I think it's good when people come to talk, but I need them to talk what they know they're talking about. So when they don't, I have to clear it up, or will clear it up for you. And I never have a problem with that. So for those that have heard the wrong information previously, or the misunderstood information as it was given, I'm just giving you the correct information. Landmarks Commission is under HED. Parks and Recreation oversees historic sites. The State Historic Preservation Office has awarded grants like these to parks for years. So just so we are clear on that. Shout out to Parks and Recreation and everyone involved in National Night Out. I wasn't able to be there this year. I was not feeling well on the eve, but I heard and saw from pictures and posts that it was a great success. I had no doubt. So congratulations on another job well done. On August the 8th, is that tomorrow? August the 8th, tomorrow. Shameless Opinion, that is owned by a TCHS graduate, Amir Black, who is a fashion designer, flying all over the place, doing his thing with his wonderful fashions. He's actually having a grand opening tomorrow at 668 South Broad Street at 6 o'clock. Live models, refreshments, and more. So that is Shameless Opinion. Grand opening tomorrow at 6 o'clock, 668 South Broad Street. A young man who is definitely doing his thing. On August the 13th, next Wednesday, will be our next Doing Business in the City session. The first one was really, really good. It was facilitated by our qualified purchasing agent here, Isabel Garcia, and she educated the business owners about how to bid for projects or how to answer a request for proposals or qualifications, RFQs. It was very interesting. This session, we have the city's UEZ coordinator, Eric Maywar, presenting. We have Mercer County's Office of the Economic Development Director, Anthony Carabelli, coming, and they're going to talk about funding opportunities for businesses. So if you have a business and you want to know about the money, the incentives that they have, then we encourage you to come out. We start at 5:30. It's going till 7:30 here on Wednesday. And I'm doing that in partnership with Mayor Reed Gassiora. When it comes to Trenton Waterworks, right? I've said it as well as my other council colleagues that have said it. I'm not for giving up the waterworks. I believe that the council deserves answers that we were not given. We have questions. We deserve answers. Thank you to Council President for facilitating the tour for us to go through the filtration plant. Thank you to Director Simple and Mike Walker and everybody that was in Taya and the young lady, the chief chemist that was there. Thank you for that and for taking time and for walking us through to give us an actual picture of what it is that's taking place. By no means are we here to give up anything. By no means are we turning anything over for somebody to secure a job because they're soon to lose theirs in the process. By no means are we here to give up anything so that American Water can go ahead and take it over. I believe that Trenton deserves a fair shot at this. I believe that council deserves answers before we vote on anything. And I look forward to the meeting with the commissioner so that we can hear what it is that we need to hear so that we can make sense of this. But I'm all for us maintaining Trenton Waterworks and it not going anywhere. That being said, thank you all for coming out tonight. Ms. Howard, I heard what you said too. I actually was stepping out for a minute, but I wanted to stand in back. So I listened to everything that you said and I'm prayerful that something can be worked out within reason, whatever that looks like. I'm just, for the children and everything first and for the
Councilwoman Feliciano, as Council Vice President.
Thank you. I got a lot that I want to say, but I want to say kudos to the Recreation Director and his entire department on a successful National Night Out at Catwater Park. It was amazing, and I enjoy seeing the additions as the years and events go on. Since he had became interim, we have seen some amazing things from him.
with the Halloween event at Cadwater and now National Night Out, including amusement rides and things for the kids, and not just bounce houses and water slides, but the rock climbing, the mechanical pool, and the whatever that amusement ride that goes in circles. So it was it was amazing, and it was something different that we haven't seen in a long time in this city. So thank you again. I share the sentiments of my council colleagues and those that spoke during public comment about the Locust Hill Cemetery, the renovations that are coming up. You know, it's a bittersweet moment. I wish that he was here to see this come to fruition. I know he worked so hard until the moment he passed to get this to happen. So I'm happy that it's happening. And you know, hopefully we have a great ceremony once we have the grand opening or in his memory. I want to say thank you again to Director Simple and his wonderful staff of brilliant engineers for meeting with us this week and giving us a tour of Trenton Waterworks. I'll also echo the sentiments again of my colleagues that, you know, we are doing our due diligence to see what our options are under the current structure as is before we're considering other things, but also doing our homework on what this RFP that the DEP is recommending is, so that we can make an educated decision and not something that's based on emotion, right? So let's do our due diligence and see how we can best handle this. On that same note, the residency requirements, as we're talking to Director Simple in our budget hearings and at the tour this week, we understand that there have been hiring issues with finding qualified people. Some of these positions, for example, is an engineer position that requires certain licenses, experiences, and things like that. And unfortunately, that is not here in Trenton.
Right.
We have wonderful people here in Trenton that work for the waterworks right now that are Trentonians. However, we have them and we don't have more, so we need to look on a broader scale. So that's why I support the ordinance today, because I do understand those issues. However, on the flip side of things, I would love to see all of the vacant positions that we are budgeting for year after year be posted on Trenton's website. I do understand that they're posted internally first before they're made public to give lines of succession an opportunity to grow in the ranks internally. However, if that's not happening, we definitely need to put it on our website more frequently and promote it more often, and use Facebook, use social media, use LinkedIn, because the talent is out there and we just need to communicate that the opportunities exist. And hopefully things will improve with DCA approving the waivers of the positions that we absolutely need, that we are budgeting for. On the note of budgeting, I think we concluded all of our hearings with each director. So I want to say thank you for meeting with us. The one I really want to highlight is the recent budget hearing that we had with the police director. And I know we made some comments at the last time we were here, but with that budget hearing, we heard some positive feedback, some reallocations of funding from vacant positions towards those entry salaries. So right now they're budgeted for 36 as of last year, 36,000, and we're hoping to move some money around to get them up to 50 or higher because, for example, Hamilton Township starts at 56 or something around there. Lastly, Howard Healthy Choices. I was so disheartened to get the phone call that the camp had been shut down and you were shut out and locked out. I'm very disheartened that it came to this, and I pray that a resolution will come out of this and another location will, happen for you and the children more so. I know personally a few children that were in that program that need to be there, and their mother was more than grateful for the opportunities because those opportunities don't exist too often around the city. So you're in my prayers, and I hope you all have a good night. That's all I have.
Thank you, CVP. So really quickly, I'm going to actually say a few words and then I'm going to yield my time to the young man in the back who we missed on the list, or I think he forgot to sign and needed to say something. But just thank everyone for being here. Thank everyone who spoke. For some clarity, City Council did not make this decision to shut Howard's Healthy Choice down. So please don't think that that was a directive that came from us. As we know, the work that is being done there, and I have seen firsthand. So I just want you to know that that was not something that came from City Council, as some people may have thought. And like my colleague just said, we are praying for a resolution, and we hope that things will work out for Howard's Healthy Choice. There was a couple of complaints, Mr. Rojas. Apologize for him to go through what he's going through with his neighbors. Hopefully that would be, he can have a resolution. I know the director spoke to him in the back. As stated earlier, thank you, Director Simple, for allowing us to come in and take the tour to allow us to see firsthand what is going on. And let's make sure I don't forget anything. Again, August 18th, we are hoping that the confirmation will come from DEP to be present here for a special meeting on the Trenton Water Department. So that way the public can hear what it is that they are wishing for us to do. August 19th, I am hosting my 10th annual book bag drive in honor of my father. All are welcome to join. It is at 428 Lamberton Street at the Juan Martinez Memorial Park. We will also be hosting, the city will also be hosting Take It to the Streets on that day also. And shout out to our director and every organization that hosted, coordinated the National Night Out. It was a beautiful event. And of course, it's always great to see our people coming together and having a good time. So with that, I'm going to yield to the young man in the red. If you don't mind coming up, stating your name and address. You got about 2 minutes. Can you press the microphone? Yeah. Oh, before you say, never mind, go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, thanks for your indulgence.
Name and address.
Guys, too long. My name is William Love. I live at 8 Chambord Court, and I work for Howard's Healthy Choices. I have 4 college degrees. They're all in engineering and architecture. And as I got towards the end of my career, I decided I wanted to give back. So I started searching. And I searched in Newark, Jersey City, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., a number of other cities. But I couldn't find anybody that was more dedicated than Miss Howard. So I volunteered for Miss Howard to give back. And if you want my opinion, you give Miss Howard a grant for a pilot program, let her put one in every section of the city.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you so much. And before the time is up, I meant to say this earlier. Ms. Vaughn did leave out, but when I stated that we weren't going to tolerate disrespect, it was not in regards to clapping. We don't ever want to oppose anyone supporting anyone at the microphone, whether they are in agreement with us or not. However, it was just based off of the comments she made at the last council meeting that we had. So thank you so much for being present. Have a good night. Can we have a motion to adjourn? Thank you.
Second.
Aye.
I'll say aye.
Aye.
Is there any opposed? Not opposed, moving adjourned.